Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 26 of the smobcast. So we're at a whole half of a year now, 6 months in, and we're still doing it, still going strong. So what we're going to be doing today, we, through the power of teamwork, and by teamwork I mean like that thing that high schoolers do in labs where they have they have that one guy do all of the work and then they put all their names on it. So we all worked together and came up with some debate topics that Rio is going to list, because we're giving him the honor of speaking them all. So,
and not that no one else didn't write anything down. I'm sure they contributed. It's on the PowerPoint.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you made a PowerPoint?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No,
okay.
I did open a Google document, but it was just so I didn't have it open in Notepad when I was typing out the 6 lines I have. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're kind of gonna wing it here, and it's gonna be what it is. But it was inspired because like right after the earlier stream, because like I was co-hosting on a tier list stream once again with Mist, and like right after that, like I jumped into VC with Plushie, and we were just chatting about future placements, and we'll probably pick back up on that one topic. Yeah, so let's save that for later. So hit us with one of them. Rio, what are we going to be debating first?
First, I'm going to piss Plushie off. I think pretenders and alter egos are a good class type overall.
Oh. Okay, so Plushie, I'm assuming you would prefer to argue against?
He always complains about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll mediate then. I don't have
Okay.
super strong feelings on that. So who wants to go first? Who wants to? Actually, okay. I think it. Okay, so it makes more sense for Rio to go first. So like you just state,
because he brought up a
Yeah.
point. So
state your point, defend your point. Just
Yeah. So
go ahead.
alter egos and pretenders. The main thing is that they have 4 classes that, or roughly 4 of the 4 or 5 classes that they're not good against, right?
Yes.
But they do neutral to most of the extra classes, except for 1 each, and they have advantage against one of the extra classes, or some of the extra classes, and then they do neutral to the rest, and then they have 3 that they do half damage to. Like pretender is alter ego, beast, berserker for 2 times, 1.5 against saber, archer, lancer, and then they're resisted by rider, caster, assassin, and foreigner. So there's 4 that resist them, right? And berserk, yeah, and so like that's fine. I think that's fine because neutral damage is not necessarily a detriment. Now, is that to say that all of the pretenders kits are good enough to justify that? No, Talalak and Elizabeth are the weakest of them, but the others I think are fine. And then alter ego is the same thing, but they're against the night classes, and then they don't do damage against pretenders. But I think that their class coverage and the fact that they do neutral to things like rulers is fine. It gives them places. Okay. And I don't think the class is necessarily bad just because there's 3 of the main classes that you can't use them against.
So my angle on this is that I have slowly warmed up to the classes, I have to admit, because ruler neutrality is very specific, but ruler neutrality turns out to be pretty valuable, I have to say. Like rulers traditionally are pretty difficult to deal with, and both of these classes actually do neutral instead of half to rulers, which is was pretty great. But my problem with these classes is more so most of them are trying to be offensive, and I think as an offensive class, when I guess this is more like for CQs, but like a lot of times you're doing half, like they often mix knights and cavalries, and like being forced to do half to part of the CQ just doesn't feel that good. Like maybe it is. I fucking hate this, like TA brain or whatever. But like maybe it is more so about TAs because I can calculate like how much neutral damage I want to do to each target. I would have like they're probably usually average, like on average I do the same amount of damage. I would rather take just overall same-ish amount of damage over half damage to some, double like not double damage, 1.5 damage just to others. And I guess the argument that Berserker is objectively a better class is not good because over the years I have learned that Berserker is objectively the better class compared to most classes, period. So I guess it's not really a fair thing to hold them against. But I don't know. I just don't like having to get walled off by like one class. Like I'm not sure if they've done 90 plus pluses where they mix knights and cavalries though. I kind of forgot.
I don't believe they have ever done that. It's
I don't
always
think they
like
have.
this one's all caster, like for example, and I know Rasputin, for example, in this 90 plus can single core it, I believe.
Yeah, like they're not horrible. I especially for like defensive servants. I actually think having basically taking universally neutral defensive damage could be potentially good for characters such as Summer Babanshi or like King Protea, where you're not that afraid of being walled in terms of offensive disadvantage. But I don't know. I just feel like the trade-off is not enough.
But they also have hyper offensive ones, like for like Bazette and Melt are both alter egos, and Bazette especially can counterclass even against 0.5 damage. Every single
well, yeah, that's
like,
Bazette.
Yeah.
That's Bazette. I am in the argument that since Bazette is used in every like how to put it, in like every min turn category at this point, like Bazette would be a better servant if she was like an Avenger, for example. I don't know, like maybe Star Absorb matters, but
but would they
in
make
terms
her
of
strong if she was? You have to consider, do they give some of these servants the kits they do because they're these classes?
I mean, okay, then of course, I'm not saying alter egos and pretenders as a whole. I'm not saying like the group of servants are bad. I'm just saying, I'm not even considering other stuff like Starweight. I'm just saying like the class interactions between different classes for like alter egos and pretenders. I think they are trading off a lot of offensive potential for not a lot of offensive potential. I guess that's a weird sentence, but you know what I mean.
I would like to I would like to interject just because like I think this might actually be a bit of a problem for the discussion going forward if we don't clear it up. So when one says that Pretender is a bad class or Alter Ego is a bad class, do you guys agree that it's more so the class itself and the way it interacts in the game, or is it the servants in those classes?
At least what I mean is the class itself. Like I'm obviously not saying, because like Alter Ego has a lot of really great servants, so does Pretender. I'm just saying, I'm not even like, this is actually not a really good sort of complaint by me, because I'm not taking Star Absorption into consideration. That potentially is a huge factor. I'm literally just saying specifically the interactions between classes, like on the class sheet, like the triangle. I think Pretenders and Alter Egos are inherently weaker than the other classes.
And Rio, do you agree with that?
And
No,
I disagree with it, because I don't think that's why I started with the like class interactions, because I don't think that they're
I don't mean like,
interactions are
do you agree with that, or do you agree that's the thing that you disagree with them on?
That's the main thing. Yeah, is the class the class at its core.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you're on the same page. And then,
I mean, I nearly don't. I don't nearly hate it as much as before, because I found issues with just purely relying on neutral sometimes. But like once again, if there's one servant that, for example, I want to hyper, that was why I was also like really critical of someone like Draco, because like if there's a servant that I really want to hyper level, I want them to be able to cover most stuff, and if I hyper a servant, they can probably cover neutral. So I would prefer a servant that has as little class disadvantage offensively as possible. That is why I had that thought like initially, but logic initially, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think that if you look at it, a lot of the alter egos, you know, if you put them in a different class, would a lot of them really be better? No. And same for defenders. They wouldn't necessarily be better. A lot of the problem with it has nothing to do with their class interactions. It has to do with some of the alter egos, Bunyan, Sitanai, Mecha Ellie's, Kiara, and Okida Alter, are just, I think, wouldn't be helped in a different class. Like what would Mecha Ellie like functionally if you put her in a different class?
Mecha Ellie is a little bit different. So like for example, right? Mecha Ellie they are characters that don't lack in offense, and I think maybe hyper offense servants at the end of the day are better in these like weirdo classes, because like for example, if someone like Kiara who lacks damage, maybe if she wasn't in the alter ego class, she can push that double class advantage more so at a lower MP level, because like these characters, I feel like inherently at our lower MP level, they're just gonna hit less than standard classes because it's 1.5 versus 2, and they don't have like the hidden multiplier increase, I guess, compared to like assassins and whatnot. So like I do think alter egos are a better class than pretenders because of that, because cavalry classes have like less good like internals, you know, like casters and assassins, for example. Like they're not good. They're not really doing 2.0.
I don't think a class change would help Kiara. It would help her against one class, whatever she counter classes, but then it would just make her other things worse because her neutral is terrible. And the only time she's useful is that, or the only good thing is that she can hit a little bit extra coverage. If she was only one class, she would only be used for that one counter class. I don't think,
I guess,
like, she's a servant where I think the class is the only thing that keeps her from being like kind of, because like imagine if she was like an archer or something like that. Doing the damage she does like neutral, would you use her as like an archer? I would.
I don't know, but like as an archer, maybe she does more than
I mean, her moon cancer also is potato.
Not Jolter,
maybe that's a Kiara problem.
Jarcher. I don't know. Like the thing is, logically, I don't think they get enough out of sacrificing half of the advantages, because like I don't know how to put this. Like you're sacrificing half of your offense for wider coverage for your other side of the offense, but it's not ×2, and also defensively you don't gain anything. You're true neutral, which is fine, but like
that is a gain though. Like being true neutral is a gain in
okay,
some respects, because
okay, but this means that you're trading off one class disadvantage and one class like it doesn't, how do I put this? There's no optimal place where you can use like an alter ego, or like because full class advantage is so strong in this game that there really isn't a place where you can like use them where they will 100% dominate unless unless it's against one of the weird extra classes. I don't know.
I mean, they do the same their damage multiplier is the same as berserkers though. It's just that they're more limited in what they can do that same damage to. So like if you had, you know, a berserk, you know, if you took one of the berserkers and you change them in alter ego, they'd still be just as good against three of those, you know, those three classes.
Yeah, but what if you hit mixed? Like I really think my biggest issue is if you hit mixed.
Do we have mixed 90++ and 90+?
Not farming, but challenge quests. Like
I mean, but in challenge quests, you also like you can work around it. Like I don't know. I don't think that's. Yeah,
Sometimes
I
you
do
just
think
don't. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you simply
sometimes you
can't.
can. No, but like sometimes you can. Like it's not always like, you know, this challenge quest recently had a ruler in it, right?
Yeah.
And so like everyone had to deal with the counter class there for that one. And like it's that same thing that there's no except for actually alter egos and didn't have to deal with that actually. They had to deal with the thing
Alter
there
egos
was
can't do this.
yeah,
I'm
alter
sure.
ego. Oh no, they
There's
can't.
no.
See, every there are runs. I saw a clear with tonal Lico as well, which is a ride, you know, against a rider, but it used Bazette as well. Like all of them use Bazette, who
It's
is also an alter
Bazette.
ego.
She
I know
doesn't
it's just
fucking
Bazette,
count. But
like
okay.
the other one,
but
or
Bazette could
or
literally.
not Bazette, or they
Bazette could
also
literally
used,
do. Okay,
not,
this is a hot take. Bazette could literally do half damage to every single class she'd still be used.
okay, but some were with Bazette, but others were also that I saw.
Where? Let me.
Were with
I'm-
having just another DPS come in and take out the like Oberon. Oh, that's right. The one I saw was they used Oberon's third skill on himself to get him taunted as well, and they had him take out the middle wave of Chiron, for example.
No.
You know, and that's how an alter ego was able to do it. Is it was Melt. So Melt NP'd Oberon. Oh, sorry, it was yeah. I don't remember the pattern.
Okay, but okay,
it was
but
Melt
you,
card Oberon.
oh,
yeah.
okay. Open the spreadsheet right now, right?
Which
So
spreadsheet?
the current TA. Open the spreadsheet right now.
Oh, I don't have that open. Let me pull it up here.
And then like you ignore the Bazette section. You look down. Here are all the they're separated by all the classes. The only classes that doesn't have a single entry is casters, alter egos, and pretenders. There's a reason behind that.
Clear. No, I saw a Melt clear.
Yeah, it's with Bazette.
Oh, was it with Bazette?
Yeah,
No,
for
was
sure. Was it not with Bazette? Then maybe this didn't update. No, it is with Bazette.
Oh no, that is with Bazette.
It is
That's
with
when I saw with Oberon then.
It is with here's the issue. Like when you face mixed classes, sometimes you just get fucked. Like maybe this is TA brain rot. Like I think this is actually justified criticism to say I'm TA brain rot because like as you said, this doesn't happen this like probably doesn't happen at all in farming. But like for example, if I hyper Tiamat and whoops, there is one fucking class, that one archer I have to deal with in this entire challenge quest where it's riders and rulers. I can't do it.
Oh, like I found the one I was talking about, but okay, now I know why I confused them. So it was Musashi who used Oberon to get past that. But that's the other thing is you'll notice like one of the things is not for this challenge quest specifically is an AoE. Like there's not a lot of like super strong like AoE alter egos in my opinion. Like I think that like they have single target ones. Like I mean, and it's mostly just Melt and Bazette and Such and I can kind of handle those things.
Okita Alter is pretty strong actually for AoE Alter.
For AoE, but yeah, like but it's just like you don't see any AoE sabers on there, and most of the alter egos that you'd think would be that are like super strong.
There's no
like
single
Tiamat.
target alter ego here either.
Right? No, I know, but I mean like there's no Tiamat. You know, there's no Rasputin. Like there's no like those ones aren't going to be able to like do that. So I don't know. This challenge quest has a lot of gimmicks that. It's all berserker. Like, look at that list, though. It's all berserkers or Bazette.
Yeah,
like,
because berserker is the best class because it just hits everything. Like, I think okay, but this is a later debate topic, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't like being walled. I don't like being walled by just one class existing in like a 7-man CQ, for example, and like you don't always get walled, like for sure, like that is certainly an exaggeration, but I don't think they get enough out of it for sacrificing this.
Someone in the chat said they think the last 4 challenge quests have been mixed classes. No, the one before this was sabers, so no alter egos.
Yeah.
The one before that was what was Christmas?
Was mixed. It was mixed. But then Kenshin was ruler. Kenshin was one
so
ruler. Yeah.
We do have mixed. We have sabers. We have mixed, and then a ruler, which alter egos were crushing that one because they did neutral. Which
I will give you that. I will give you one thing, which is I no longer hate them as much as I used to, because my old argument was they're just like so much worse than Berserkers. But then I slowly realized most things are just so much worse than Berserkers anyways. The one problem, the other problem that I have, other than being walled by mixed nodes, is that I feel like you should get a little bit of defensive advantage. I know defensive, the value of defense is slowly dropping in this game, but like even if it's like 30% damage reduced from taken reduced from like these classes, I think it would be great, right? Because like you are trading off, you're basically not fully committing in the offensive side, so you should also like have a non-fully committed defensive side, which is like tiny. I think it's fine. It's fine. Just have like a tiny defensive, like maybe that will allow servants to tank MPs or whatnot, or maybe that will allow servants to like survive better against the class
if you wanted
to counter.
In a ratio, then I guess it would be like 0.75 damage.
Yeah. For example, like 25% reduction. Like I think something like that would.
I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, something like that would actually, like, maybe it wouldn't change things that much, to be honest. So I'm not sure.
Oh no, that would. 25% like on not my first thought was KP and Bazette. I was like, oh no, everything comes back to Bazette. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like from a DPS standpoint, like the alter ego class is full of a lot of I don't want to say mediocre DPS, but like on a skill point. But like, I'm sorry, but like Bunyan.
I mean, Tiamat's good. Like
Bunyan's Okita. I mean, Kiara, Passion Lip.
Tiamat might not be good for min turns, but Tiamat as a general like MP spammer is good. So I guess you're not wrong. I don't know.
Maybe it's because I keep trying to use her in 90++, but every time I bust out Tiamat, she just does no damage. And mine is like MP2, but like,
do you know why?
She has no traits. That's
no, because it's 1.5.
No. Okay.
It actually is. It's 1.5 without the 1.1 hidden thing that Berserker has, which is bullshit, by the way. Like you actually, which is a good thing. You actually feel the 1.5 on alter egos and pretenders, and on Berserkers you don't fucking feel the 1.5, which is like not fair in my opinion.
I mean, no, I do. I run into that same issue with Berserkers. Like that's why I counterclass and trait things, a lot more often. True. But like, I just think Tiamat, if you're not like stacking, Tiamat's thing is her kit. Like you're supposed to stack that second skill, in my opinion, or third skill. Yeah. I don't know if you're not like, I wasn't able to like stack it on this 90. Yeah, I wasn't able to like stack it on this 90++ because I needed it.
I mean, she did fine in raids, even she didn't get to ramp up.
She was fine in raids. But like, yeah, I just don't think they're particularly suited for. There's not a lot that have kits that lend themselves to. It's always a kit issue, I think.
I guess my other argument is, yes, I know it's unfair to compare anything to Berserkers, but they are fundamentally closer to Berserkers. But like they're just worse. So like they are like I feel like
worse Berserker.
Like, yes, but like I feel like for a normal class, at least you can name certain situations where okay, maybe they will perform better than a Berserker against one class, for sure. I think alter egos perform better against a Rider than a Berserker perform against a Rider. Yes, they take neutral, but like,
I think they need to start giving alter egos like anti traits. Like, do any of the alter egos have anti traits?
No.
I don't think any of them do.
I mean, I'm forced to work with them because my class score is fully committed into extra 2. So like I don't have a choice. So I guess there's more exploration to be done on my part with pretenders and alter egos because I'm forced to sort of raise them.
There's just so few of them, and like honestly, the best pretenders are the 2 supports, and then I do think Vavanshi is probably, as far as like, and it's not even for normal use, but I think just like
the best pretender DPS in terms of countering alter egos is Kama. Like this not fucking kidding.
That's true. It is just Kama. Kama unfortunately is the best pretender.
Okay, so we've been yapping on for a long time. So like my conclusion is basically I don't hate them as much as I did before because I feel like holding them against Berserkers is really an unfair comparison because of how broken I think Berserkers are. But I still think maybe they could have some kind of defensive, like mild defensive advantage.
I do agree with that. And
on top of the offensive.
I'm just gonna blame it on a lot of alter egos have bad kits.
That's fair.
That's my
Hmm.
that's my feeling on that.
So you agree now?
No,
Do we? No, I mean,
Right.
I think we have very similar thoughts, but approached from opposite ends of like.
yeah, because
I like alter egos, and I don't mind the
Like,
downsides.
I'm still in the opinion that alter egos have damage issues. Like I think alter egos, just they don't have, like, Berserkers has inherently higher attack stat and the 1.1, so the 1.5 doesn't feel that much. The 1.5 doesn't feel really like 1.5. But for alter egos and pretenders, they really feel like 1.5s. That like, yes, bad kits is also a contribution. Like, maybe they don't have offensive kits nearly as much as Berserkers, but
It's
I
like
really feel
Domin.
like
Domin against the classes he fights is perfectly fine at doing damage.
I guess that's fair. But like,
'Cause,
Domin has one of
Domin-
the best offensive.
Right, he has
kits
one of
in
the
game,
best
man.
kit. Like, he has a really good kit. Like so
Yeah, Domin and Bazet, they're like the
okay, Melt also has a really good. I mean,
Okay.
Melt's been buffed a bunch, but like.
And also, this is also the reason why I think alter egos are better. Alter egos are better because the classes they are quote unquote replacing are worse. Like
Assassin and Caster.
Casters and assassins
That's a good
suck
point.
anyways.
I
Yeah,
mean,
casters and
okay.
assassins suck anyways. That's why pretenders feel so potato, because they're trying to fight like actual classes. Like, maybe not archers, but archers aren't like that far behind either. Like, they're trying to compete with actual classes, with actual normal or above average like base class internals. So like they'll feel really potato.
Do you think that's why most of the pretenders have a gimmick?
Probably because like I think pretenders are
Oberon,
just not good.
Hephaestion, Lady Avalon, Babanshi.
Hephaestion doesn't even have a gimmick. Her gimmick
She
is
does.
the one
Her
anti-battery.
gimmick is that she kills casters.
Oh, she killed. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, so that's her gimmick.
No,
Her gimmick
And
is
actually she gets
switching over
class
social.
resistance against them. Wait, so she attack and defensive, so she deals more damage. So she just becomes a rider. Never mind.
Yeah, she
Okay,
just becomes a rider for 3 turns. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I genuinely think these classes are they could have more. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna buff them. They're just gonna make better ones. But I really think the class itself could have gotten a little bit more out of their sacrifice for like, you can say they have wide coverage, but on the flip side, you can also say they have the worst coverage, depending on how you look at it. Because I know pure neutral classes suck, but like, if you're hypering something, pure neutral classes might not actually suck. But
yeah, like if you're really investing in something, I don't think that like neutral. I think that's why you want to like hyper someone, because you want to use them neutral.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Do you think?
I want to use them as much as possible, basically, in as many situations as possible. That is why I had gripes with Draco, because like, there are just half of the classes that are less common in the game that you can't deal with with Draco. But they just happen to not make them very common to begin with. So like I it is my bias. Like, for example, I think a good example is, I think foreigners suck as a class. Could be another debate. I think foreigners are absolutely horrendous as a class, because they're trying to counter berserkers, and literally everybody fucking kills berserkers. But they're true neutral. So I think if you're not hypering, maybe alter ego is better. But like, for example, I would never want my Koyan Dark to be like alter ego. Like, even if everything else stays the same, she still has existence. I would never want her to be alter ego, because then I wouldn't be able to do the CQ. Like, the Chiron would wall her, right? Like, no, I don't want that.
I think most foreigners kind of get carried by Venga.
Exists outside domain. Yeah. If foreigners, dude. Okay. The one foreigner that was still on power, strong without exists outside the domain is Kukulkan. And look at what fucking monstrosity of a kit she needs to have.
It's obscene.
Yeah. So anyway.
Not to complain about Kukulkan again, but her kit is the most overtuned kit in the game.
Gundar would get upgraded and change her into alter ego, bro. That would be horrible. Anyways, yeah, I think we can like sort of agree,
Yeah.
but still, fundamentally kind of disagree. But yeah, there you go.
The other one I debate about people. Another thing I talk about people with. But the thing is, I don't know if any of us disagree with me here. Like
Okay.
it's on this one, but I know I've talked to people because I know I was talking about someone just the other day about it. So like focusing, like basically hypering 120ing servants versus spreading out grails. But I'm sitting here as we're talking, I'm like, I think we all agree on that, right? To hyper focus on someone. Like, what benefit is there to spreading out grails nowadays, right?
I think the game is like personally, I'm gonna keep it short because like Otto didn't talk on the last point.
I mean, that's fine. I was more so mediating. So,
Do
like
you have anything to say on this? What's your opinion on grailing?
on grailing, I don't know. I feel like you need to like go a little more in depth as to what you mean by that.
okay,
Well,
I
Just like
I,
in general, like
No, like
I kind of know.
Do you think intensely focusing on and dumping a bunch of resources into one character is better, or spreading them across multiple characters?
well, at this point we have so many resources that I mean, you only need 15 grails to 120 a servant.
15 is a lot still. Like
You
when you
say
think about
that,
how
but
much time that takes, it is
it-
like 6 months of grail casting and like 3 events, right? That's half a year. And
Yeah,
sometimes we only get
and-
like 1 grail a month. So it is like 5 months for one.
I guess
you
basically the
still get
argument
so
is
many. You still get so many grails these days. Like so I'm operating off of the perspective of my NA account. I had a while where I was basically just working on shooting to 120, and that was it.
Mhm.
And like I wasn't like I didn't really want to grail anyone else in the near future at that time. So I just sort of sat on grails for a while, and then the other day I check and I'm like, damn, I got 11 grails. like I mean they appear. They show up over time. Sure, like it might in the short run feel like it takes a while to pick them up, but you can have hundreds at this point in time. And if you have hundreds, then it's reasonable to be able to 120 a bunch of different servers. Because like Rio, you're a living testament of this. Like you could do both. You can spread out your grails and
I am
hyper.
the embodiment of not spreading them out. I have 9 120s.
Yeah,
think
that's a lot of hyper, dude.
That's more than most people have. Like I think I'm in like
basically what he means is like 120 versus 3 level 100s. I guess.
yeah, that's
right?
what I mean.
Something.
Like, would you rather have 120 or 3 level 100s?
I mean, it kind of depends on like what type of class you're willing to settle on. I mean, at the end of the day, my logic is you grail for characters you like, primarily, and like I just don't like the idea of grailing for meta. So like it's harder for me to engage with this conversation because like I wouldn't grail for meta to begin with, because
Well-
like most things that you would grail for meta, like their baseline power level without grails is already satisfactory to some extent. Like for example, Summer Ibuki. Like if you wanted to grail her specifically to make her stronger with gameplay, well, I mean, you could, like, if you have her like NP3, you don't really need to grail her. It's just gonna make her, I guess, a little more reliable. Yeah, that all being said, the reason I have a 120 Ibuki is not because of meta, it's because I like her.
Well,
It just happens to be
don't-
very convenient.
I would never see the idea of gameplay grails. I don't agree with. All of my 120s are characters I like, but I do have the condition in my own mind of I if it's a character I really like and I have to see some sort of value out of doing it though. So
I
if
get
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's like
I get
if
that.
the servant is good at doing runs, like for example, Ryder Carmilla would be a grail that doesn't fit that description. for example. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that
and
makes
Carmilla
sense.
slander.
Yeah, because there are
Carmilla
some
slander.
servants I like enough that I would take them above whatever level they have, but like Salieri, for example, I think Salieri is really cool. I'm a music nerd, so I think his legend is really cool, but he is not good. Like, I put him to 80. I kind of wish I could get those grills back because they were wasted.
I wish I
So-
could pull Grails back from Mixa. Oh, go ahead, Plush.
So here's a couple of issues with this debate. So the first thing supporting Rio's standpoint is I think the game literally is designed for you to dump your resources focusing on a few servants, rather than spreading them out, especially after class score. They don't just want you to dump it into, they want you to dump it into the same class of servants. So the game really wants you to hyper focus. Like, MP levels are very important. Like, compared to the only other gacha game I play at this point, like Arc Knights, MP levels is a lot more important in Fate Grand Order than in something like Arc Knights, because the more copies of a character doesn't really do much for you. But in FGO, it does absolutely do a lot for you. Like, to the point where there is a saying that, oh, a servant is unusable unless they're MP2, which unfortunately is starting to ring a little bit true, especially if you want them to farm. So yes, I think the game wants you to not pull for everything, but pull for the one thing you like and pull a lot.
Yeah.
But the issue with 120 is not everybody has coins. So there are people who can't 120 as much as they want to because they don't have coins.
Well, at that point, then there's not really anything to discuss because you can't hyper.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, to that I'd say there are a lot of, really good and likable. I mean, like, if you like them, like freer options that are able to be 120.
Yeah,
Like,
but they're not gonna.
I think
They're not gonna have
like,
the same.
There's quite a few welfares that are worth taking to 120 if you like them. Like, I saw.
Yeah, but I don't
like
a
them. It's just-
bunch of Yoris. And a
it's just
bunch of,
like they're not going to have as much impact as the usual hypers. Like the meta hypers, that's gonna be types of stuff that's like insane in farming or in challenge quests. So like Ibuki or Cuckoo.
Oh yeah, 120 Bazette is like everyone and their mom in
Bazette.
JP has a 120 Bazette, but like
Yeah.
I don't. I refuse.
Like-
I will
like,
not join this.
Yeah,
Basically,
120 bundle.
FGO wants you to play the game like you're a Pokemon gym trainer. Like, I'm the water type guy, so I have everything in water type.
Yeah.
So everybody can counter me if they just bring grass types. Like with class score, they really want you to do that. It's like, I'm the archer guy, so I have all of my archers at 120, so I can't deal with lancers. I kind of don't like that concept. Like, I like the little, like, boost you get from class score, but
else has all their archers at 120?
yeah,
Plus,
but like,
you're the AoE arts guy. Anyone who's AoE arts, you give him 5 grails for some reason.
yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Like, that is why I like I used extra 2. Like, I think at least there's some variation. Like, if you choose an extra class, there are mild variations between your choices. But yeah, I don't know.
That is true.
But I think the game is definitely trying to push you towards hyper focusing on like several units, rather than trying to spread out your resources. I get, like, I think this like extends beyond just grailing and whatnot. Like, once again, as I've said, your how you spend your course. Like, in a lot of other gacha games, it is actually better to pull for one of every unit. That is definitely not the case for FGO.
Not in FGO, no. You're better off if you don't need it. Like, I mean, and this has bitten me before because afterwards I realize, and it's in hindsight, the synergy comes up because a new servant I really like comes up and the synergy would be great. But like, you don't need everything. You can just ignore a lot of things. Also, someone in the chat mentioned introduce terrestrialization for servants. Kama Summer can be berserk now. And that made me think, what if there was like a series of craft essences that when equipped changed the class?
Would it
Would
be
that be-
okay?
w-
I mean,
Would that be better than Black Grail to switch to 2 times damage?
I think with Oberon it wouldn't be better than Black Grill, but what it will break is TAs. Break TAs. It will absolutely break TAs. But it will be an equalizer against Berserkers.
Man, I think that'd be an interesting thing. Sacrifice your craft essence to change your class.
Would it be? I mean, I feel like in a lot of cases it actually would be worth it because, like, as we all know, the more buffs you stack onto a character, the more it gets watered down. So, like, maybe in those like super buff damage stack, like the thing we did, was it last week or the week before last?
Yeah,
week?
that was only a week ago.
Yeah, so like maybe with the thing we were doing last week, maybe if you can have a bunch of MP damage ups, like if you can still hit cap without Black Grail, then maybe that would be a better CE because that it doesn't interact with any other buff types, right? It would just double your damage. Period. I mean, it's never mind. It's against Berserker. I'm a fucking retard. Like, but like, okay,
Hey,
assuming it wasn't against. Okay, sorry. Assuming it wasn't against
language.
Duryodhana. Assuming it wasn't against Duryodhana. All right, assuming it wasn't against Duryodhana. But yeah. Heracles and Shadows are Ku Alter and Ku can be ruler. That is a pretty cool idea, I guess. Like, I can think of a couple of servants that would be really great in other classes. Or, you know, people just equip the Berserker one.
No, you'd equip counterclassing.
Actually, yeah, what would you
you
ever
know,
equip?
I on this note, you know, it's I'd throw the Rider one on Tonalico and go to town.
Yeah, but like, okay, like for example, right? If I'm doing this CQ, min turning, which class should I be? I'd still choose Berserker because it's mixed. Imagine Kukulkan is Berserker, but you're sacrificing the CE, so it is a trade-off. I guess depends on the stats of the CE. I'm guessing it's like 2k attack. Kiara Summer Berserker, is that even good? I mean,
Is
okay,
good enough to be if she was Berserker, which was another point we were discussing. Is everyone better if they're a Berserker?
I think that's a more fun topic. I think we can go into this because I think Otto. I was gonna mention this as well because I think Otto actually disagrees that every servant would be better as a Berserker
So
or like Berserker. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you just like clarify what you mean by that, just so we can
Okay.
start somewhere safer.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, plushie.
Yeah. Oh, you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna clarify. I'm stupid. All right. So basically, in my personal opinion, Berserker is like, of course, there are very fringe cases, but in general, Berserkers is objectively the best class in the game, both in farming and challenge quests. Like most of them. Like, yeah, there are exceptions, but most of them are better.
So to clarify, like, just like we did before, is it more so the class and the intrinsic benefits of the class, or is it the servants in the class?
No, the intrinsic benefit of the class. Basically, my argument is, if I could turn my DPS servants into Berserkers, I would turn most of them into Berserkers, and they would be objectively better servants. That does include the Star Absorb penalty, because that is a penalty, but as well as the 1.1 times hidden multiplier advantage.
Okay.
Because that would make it a more fair argument, because I feel like, you know, it should have some drawbacks.
Okay, so they still have the absorb problems, but they get, and you said they still get the 10% increase.
Yes, 10% increase.
Okay. So I think that I understand what you mean by that. Okay. So what do you mean by better? Is it better in general, or do you mean better?
Better in general. Just like better in farming, better in challenge quest, which is probably the part that people are going to disagree with me.
Okay. Because, like, from a farming perspective, yeah, I think that makes sense. Because, like, then you can have these there's like some certain servants that are really good for farming. It's just they're neutral classing most of the time. So, like for example, Lancer Melusine. Like if she was a berserker, that would be so fucking stupid. She would be the farmer. But like
Tiamat.
for challenge quests, it's a different story. Because one of the like with challenge quests, from my experience, I would say that berserkers are one of the weaker classes, if not like okay with AoE, it's a bit of a different story because like with AoE situations, you're going to be up against mixed classes. Whereas if you're up against like one enemy, you're going to be working against one class. Like if you're only up against a caster, for example, then the writers not only do they have like an edge on damage, even if they're not more offensively focused, they're going to be doing double damage instead of 50% extra damage.
Okay,
And
but how
also-
often does that happen? Okay, I shouldn't call you off. My bad. But
Wait, what do you mean? What happens?
how often does facing off against one enemy like happen?
I mean, we just had that happen with Kenshin.
That's a ruler. Berserker is like one of the optimal choices.
Well,
Yeah, that was
well,
the
Avenger's
optimal
going to
choice.
be a better pick for it.
Yeah, but that's rare for Avengers.
What
'Cause,
do you
like-
mean rare for Avengers?
The parts where Avengers, the chances when Avengers can excel is rare because rulers are inherently rare. So another point that I'm going to argue why Berserker is great is because I think you have less choices to counterclass against extra classes, and Berserkers are usually your go-to for them as well. So
Less-
Berserker,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on. Less chances to go up
you
against
don't
them.
have that many options against extra classes because you also don't really prep for it. Like extra classes don't really show up that much.
So
And Berserkers is like easier option.
okay, so it's more so you want to be able to use any servant anywhere, and that's the benefit of it, them being a berserker.
No,
So-
it would. I think it's arguing that they would just be. We're not saying they should make every servant a berserker. The argument is that if you take any servant and you, with the exact same kit, stats, and everything, and change them to berserker, are they more applicable or more useful in general? And the answer to that is usually yes.
So the reason why I bring up this
Okay.
argument is because like
okay, I think the reason why I think that's just kind of predicated on like the answer there. Like if we're talking about general use, of course it's going to be berserker. Berserker has like I'm not going to use a rider against an assassin, but I can use a berserker against both casters and assassins. So I
Okay.
feel like that's kind of obvious.
Okay, so I'm gonna add on to this why I'm trying to argue this at all. Because the trade-off is supposed to be berserkers are weaker against individual classes. But because of their wide coverage, it balances out as a trade-off. I don't think it's balanced. I don't think they're actually that much weaker against individual classes. Obviously, your card type matters. If you're an arts berserker, you basically perform almost as well as an arts counterclass. And the reason behind that is, again, 10% extra damage, and then higher attack stat in general on berserkers. So their 1.5 is not actually 1.5. And a
gonna be
lot of the other
1.65.
classes, yeah, and other classes, their 1.5s, their 2.0s are not real 2.0s. They can be like 1.8. So like you start to, like the gap is starting to bridge between like normal classes and berserkers, and offensively they just end up being almost equal to like a full counter class, and I think that is absurd.
Like
But-
compare casters DPS against assassins versus a berserker against an assassin.
Okay.
Who do you think wins usually?
Okay, well, I feel like the comparison with casters and assassins.
It's a little bit.
No, but like
I feel like
that's
a
just
little
building
bit
on
more.
like the
I guess
class
Archer.
modifiers, because some classes get screwed over really bad by their class modifier, and so the 1.5 on berserkers when dealing in those ones is not really that much of a negative.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's just like if the problem is they're offensively not that great because their damage isn't that great, then like reducing that damage doesn't seem to be that good of a trade-off.
But
Like-
then it opens
like,
up more
if I'm-
options for them.
Yeah, and if I can turn someone else who's better at being a berserker into them, like, oh, why not just use a berserker that's already a berserker against them? Or why can't I just like counterclass with someone else? Because, sorry. Sorry, had to
I guess
clear my throat. Okay,
Oh, sorry.
so, let me restart that train of thought. So why would I? Shit, that fucked up my brain, dude. So why would I want to use, let's say, Bakken, for example, as a berserker when I can use Ivan as a berserker, or because, not okay, not Ivan. That's the same class. When I can use, let's say someone outside of that class, like Tez as a berserker.
Okay.
Tez was supposed to be berserker. We were robbed.
It's just like I don't think it's really gonna do much. Like it's going to help one servant maybe if you do that, but then there's also instances where okay, now you're just putting them in a larger pond. So, like,
I guess you're right. Like you massively increase the
Yeah,
competitors, right?
like you can do more individual things with them. It's just they're no longer better at one particular thing. You're just removing their ability to like
Yeah.
have niches.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but if Space Ishtar was a berserker, you think Ibuki would be as prevalent?
I still
If Ruler Melusine was a berserker,
Okay.
actually that's a better one. If Ruler Melusine was a berserker, you think
That
anyone
is-
would care about Ibuki still?
I mean, look, Melusine's the 80 battery. Get out of here, bro.
So the thing
Yeah,
about
my 80
Melusine
battery.
though, the thing about Ruler Melusine is she's balanced with neutral damage in mind. Because like if you, like her NP is another cast of Ibuki's first skill every time she uses it. So like that wouldn't be that fair.
Right. I mean, like, okay, so if she had the same kit as a berserker, it wouldn't be fair, probably, because she has the invuln, she has the ramp up damage, she has the star absorb and star generation. But yeah, but the argument isn't should you change everyone to berserker. The argument is would most servants be objectively better if they were just suddenly shifted to berserker?
Again,
And I think
like
most would be.
okay, it's still once again it goes back to like, what do we mean by objectively better? Do we mean in general, or do we mean in niche? Because like that is just going to vastly change the answer.
I guess I should clarify. So, why I'm even bringing this up is I think berserkers need more penalty. It's a very similar argument to why I don't like alter egos and pretenders. I think alter egos and pretenders should get more of a trade-off from their class interaction. And I think berserkers should not get that much out of their trade-off for their class interactions. I think yeah.
So I think the negatives of the berserker class, I think they are I think they're fair. I think they're balanced. I think it's more so just the bar for berserkers these days has shifted up drastically. Because if you look at like year 3 or 4 berserkers, for example, if you're looking at like let's say Penthesilea, for example. I feel like
Mhm.
she's a fairly balanced servant. Like her damage might not be that incredible, but she has like some positives. Like she's got the debuff immune, she's got the charge per turn, which means she can be more offensive focused and still get her NP very quickly. But she's always going to be struggling in the regard that she's not going to be defensively advantaged at all. Like she'll be more offensively geared, so you can use her in place of like some counterclassers, because some counterclassers are just going to be really low DPS, or like maybe you just don't have an option for that, and then she's going to be more useful. And but she is never going to be more useful than someone who counterclasses in that particular role. But the thing is, she can sort of substitute in for someone else in some other class. Like if you're lacking a DPS caster, you can use her there, but then you get a good DPS caster, then okay, maybe she can fill the role of a lancer because you don't have a good lancer. And yeah, it's something like that. That's the way
I get
see
what
it.
you mean. I guess
But-
it's really like I feel like the game recently has been pushing Berserker's power level as a class.
Yeah.
Like as you said, the Berserkers themselves are really powerful, and they really like to make up for their weaknesses.
Yeah,
For
so-
example, giving them hard defense and
So-
star absorb up.
So yeah, that I forgot that I was not done saying that, so that's on me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically like Summer Castoria is a perfect example of it, because she is so absurd. Like she makes up for all of the weaknesses of being a berserker, and then she gets to have all the benefits. Because
Yeah.
berserkers have low absorb, she does not have low absorb. She can make stars every turn, so it's and like she absorbs them really good. She has good gains, so you don't have to like the whole Buster deck thing isn't as much of a thing anymore. And she can still have card damage because of the absorb. And then she has niches which let her do more damage than counterclassers. And then she has hard survival and stuff, which can help make up for her having the defensive disadvantage. And like that's more so just like the way the game is making berserkers these days. I think
It's not these days. There has not been in 2.5 years a berserker that is not like good. Like I think the weakest berserker recently is Durodanya, and he's not bad. Like,
yeah, he's not bad.
he's not bad, but like
he's not bad at
2.5 years ago, Morgan, then Sei,
Yeah.
Creamhild, Ibuki, Rikyu, Durodanya, Artoria Caster, and Shinpachi. None of them
yeah
have
I
like
think
Morgan.
they figured
Star
that
Absorb,
out at
no
some
weakness.
point.
Sei, Star Dump. Creamhild has a star issue. Ibuki, I believe she also has a star issue. Rikyu doesn't, Durodanya doesn't, Castoria doesn't, and Shinpachi doesn't. So like 2 of them don't really absorb stars. The rest of them, star isn't an issue. And then the survivability isn't an issue for most of these either.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and
like
see,
their weaknesses just aren't there anymore. Like
See-
there's no downside.
See, that's the thing. That's why, in my opinion, Berserker is just not a broken class at all. I think it's a well-balanced class. It's just the Berserkers we've been getting the last few years are not balanced. They too easily make up for the weaknesses of the class. Because, like, you can also point to shittier Berserkers that do not make up for all the weaknesses. Like, again, Penth might have those advantages of being able to sub in, like if you don't have anything else that's applicable, but as soon as you have things that can offensively, like they get their NP fast enough, or they do more damage quickly, then
Also,
there's
like-
no reason to have her, and because her class is actually holding her back.
I mean, yes, but like there's the other 2 things that I want to bring up that is also in favor of Berserker. First is the stronger supports get, the more their weaknesses are patched up, especially considering how like Buster centric berserkers have like their star absorb is never going to be an issue. Even someone like Pen, she doesn't have any star absorb up, just throw Koyan Light, boom, completely fixed. And the
quick
second
ones,
thing,
Scotty dumps a bunch of stars now.
The second thing, sorry, you go first.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, like, the second thing is something I already mentioned earlier. Because this game, for some reason, wants you to focus on one class. So if you want to dump your preciously farmed, limited resource, because the Stardust is limited from the class score, the safest class to dump them into is Berserkers. Because it wouldn't make sense in any other case to be like, oh, I only use Lancers now. That would be dumb, because how do I deal with Sabers in the future? But you can absolutely go...
The funny thing is, we're in the call with someone who has the Lancer tree maxed.
Yeah, there you go.
I do. I have the Lancer tree maxed, but I also have the Caster tree maxed. So, man, I am poor choices.
That's horrible. But anyways,
that is horrible.
What is wrong with you?
Stupid, sir.
That is horrible. But, like, anyways. But,
what
like,
a dumb thing to do.
I mean, Lancer's not that bad. But, like, yeah, like, the only class that realistically you can say, oh, I'm just only using this class in the future, you know, I fuck other classes, Berserkers is the only one that like even remotely makes sense. And that is also another reason why I think like people just invest in Berserkers anyways, because they're pushing for just investing in one class, which is a stupid concept. I have to say it, I like class scores, but I think it's a stupid concept that they're pushing for, oh, you just use one class in the future. Like,
I'm gonna be honest, I will be doing my next class where probably is going to be Berserker. I have two 120 Berserkers. I don't see a reason to not pull into it. Also, one thing I did want to mention, because you mentioned something about like, you know, they keep designing these Berserker kits to like counteract their skills. But the problem is the weaknesses of Berserkers are things that are the generic skills. Like, I think a defensive skill and Star Absorb or a Star Dump are some of the most generic, basic things you can put in a kit, and that's their weaknesses. Whereas, like, look at like foreigners. Like, foreigners don't have, you know, a Star Absorb issue or a defensive issue. What do they need to counter theirs? They like Van Gogh. Van Gogh needs to dump an obscene amount of crit to counter, you know, the weaknesses of her class. Yeah, of true neutral. The Van Gogh, her kit has all the same things. It has Star Absorb, Attack Up, you know, a Battery, Guts, Evade. It has actually more than it has any right to have, actually, when you say all these things. But it still wouldn't be enough if she wasn't dumping 200% crit on herself, right? So, like, it's the things that fix Berserkers are the basic skills that most things have of, like, absorb.
Berserkers are easy to fix, basically.
Yeah, it's easy to fix. There's nothing complicated that needs to be done. There's no like Tonal Eco, for example, super strong caster. But for her to be as strong as she is, her kit is obscene. Like, far more than, like, if you put that on a kit on a Berserker, if Tonal Eco was a Berserker, that would be one of the most obscene kits in the game, I think. Like, servants in the game. Like, what would you do against that?
Yeah, I think, sorry. I don't know why, my thoughts are messy, but, like, my point is basically, Berserker's weaknesses are easily mitigated, just like as Rio said, and the fact that they're pushing for hyper investing in one class makes Berserkers look better than they ever looked in the history of FGO.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just it's so easy to support things these days, and like once upon a time, Berserkers, like it was harder to accommodate for their flaws, but now, and then
it's not even then Rhinus existed. Like, the second they introduced Rhinus and you could erase class disadvantage, like,
Rhinus does make Berserkers even more even though people don't use that, because like often you kill stuff too fast, you don't actually need that, but like, when you do need that.
But like, if you really need the defensive on Berserker, Rhinus exists, and I
did forget about to consider Rhinus, because she is pretty good.
Oh, she's really good. Like
Yeah.
especially for like challenge quests, her MP with like the overcharge, you know, the MP gain rate, the defense down, you know, it's all very good.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't counteract Kiara's passive of Nega Saver. So
Like-
ruler's
Whoa,
still
careful there, sir. Careful.
The N word. But like,
No, I'm just reading a skill, I swear.
but yeah, like the thing is, they have to stop releasing good berserkers. Like they set the bar too high for berserkers, and now now they started releasing balanced berserkers. They're not gonna feel as good because they're like, where my stars? Where my stars at? Like I was using a arts berserker, and they made a shit ton of stars. Both the AOE and the single target one made a shit ton of stars. So where my stars at? Right? So they set the bar too high for berserkers. They dug a hole for themselves, bro. It's over. But anyways,
when was the last? Do you think like? Well, I know the last mediocre berserker. It was Bryn Berserker. That was 3 years ago.
what was the last
She
berserker?
wasn't even that bad. Like,
Yeah, she has
Uh,
Impulse Pierce and
like her only problem was like she didn't have absorb, and her NP didn't really do that much damage.
And
But
then
we've
Kyokojo is just Ibaraki, but a
Kijo
dinosaur.
Koyo. Kijo
Yeah.
Koyo's
she's not that great. Like
She's Ibaraki,
Yeah.
but a dinosaur. That's it. Like the kid is almost the same.
yeah.
Galatea was completely fine.
Galatea was good. Like Kijoko, like dude, we're going all the way back to fucking Musashi Berserker. Like it's so
Yeah.
old.
And Musashi Berserker suddenly is now. You can't include her on the list of. Well, not that she was ever mediocre, but like, and then before that was Arjuna Alter. I guess Zhang Yu from Lost Belt 2 is.
Zhang Yu isn't even horrible. Like with the triple buster that can do a lot of min turns.
Oh
with him
yeah,
as well.
he got buffed by Summer Scotty.
Summer Scotty.
and
Yeah,
Mighty
like
Kings. Like,
yeah, I really
actually
think
might
Trying to
use
find a
his
bad
NP
berserker
sometimes.
challenge. It's Cha-Cha.
this might actually be the problem. Is like as Otto said, berserkers are like, you know, you got ways to fix them. You know, or like I guess everybody's still a little bit like you know, with supports. You can fix them, like especially as the stronger supports gets. The weaknesses of berserkers are patched up quite
So,
easos
It's kind of funny how it just kind of goes back to the previous argument with alter egos not being that great. Like
No.
it's not so much the interactions of the class. It's just the fact that there's servants in that class that can make up for it or can't
I
make
guess,
up for
yeah.
it.
I guess, but like, okay. One more defense for my point. I'm not that hard on the point, anyways. But like, I think objectively, taking double damage is a lot easier to fix than dealing half damage. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can plan around that. There's taunters. There's defensive
Castoria.
skills. Castoria.
Like
Look,
I
if you want to, you can. You know, if you're using a Buster Servant and you're not going for a Minturn, you can just take Vich and Castoria. You know, it'll work. Like you'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, there you go.
Yep.
How do you fix Eric Bloodaxe? You don't.
Give him a battery.
Would that fix him?
It would,
No, see,
it would give people a reason to use him.
See, I had a fix in mind that I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be big fans of, but I think it would legit increase his use. So his MP deals 1,000 damage to himself, right?
Right.
What if his MP dealt 10,000 damage to himself?
It'd be stupid. Like he has a guts. So.
Oh, he killed himself?
Oh fuck! Just don't use.
Wait,
the
just
gun.
don't use his guts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I still.
Or make his guts when it procs. Make him like Kucaster, but Berserker.
I mean that is obviously assuming like his MP gets upgraded and he gets, because like you know, there's a penalty. He died. The fact that he dies, it's like we don't see it as a penalty. It's a penalty. So they will give his MP even more to balance out that benefit, the penalty. So like his MP would be very strong. But yeah, I mean that's stupid. Anyway, I just bring up more as a meme. So, anyways,
Yeah, funny thing.
Yeah. He's I don't know. He just needs to be able to do more things. Like he's a beat stick. That's basically it.
Yeah.
A lot of early Berserkers were just beat sticks.
That's probably how they balanced it, no? Like that was kind of the Berserker identity. That's why Herc was so broken, because he was a Berserker that actually like lived.
And it's
Yeah,
why
he had
Vlad
defenses.
sucked so much on launch, because he didn't do the same thing that everyone else
Yeah,
did.
he didn't have triple Buster deck. He was like, his class was good, but he didn't have the Berserker identity. But then Berserkers as a whole kind of lost their identity.
I still don't like Vlad, and you can't make me use him.
He's not bad. Vlad's not bad, but if Galatea gets an MP upgrade, oh boy. I hope she gets an MP upgrade. But yeah.
But Galatea is more used nowadays as a I see her used as a buster DPS a lot. Like, I mean, every min turn with her I see.
I mean, yeah, it's
double Vitch and Merlin, and it's like,
yeah. It's
like that's just like. I mean, unfortunately, she's arts because like quick benefits. That's why Summer Say is so good, is because she's quick, but triple buster.
But here's the thing, right? I would never take Galatea as a quick, though. I would never take her as a quick over Arts MP. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like she's like a tank, heal, whatever. Like she fits. Like, other than her deck, she plays really well with Castoria. So I actually wouldn't want her to be quick, unfortunately. Oh, maybe she could help quick sustain. That would be funny if Berserkers like. If a Berserker was what ended up giving quick teams like better sustain, it would be pretty hilarious, but I don't know.
She does have a lot of debuff removal resistance,
heal
stacks, defense 100% up.
Yeah, it heals the team.
Heal and the debuff. Her debuff removal is actually the debuff removal though is with Castoria. You can just cleanse debuffs, but either way.
I mean, yeah. Look, imagine,
yeah, but you can't heal 6,000 with Castoria.
Yeah, like actually, now that I think about it, you know, the quick Merlin. If she was quick, the quick. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
No, don't you dare start saying quick Merlin.
The quick Merlin. The quick Merlin was Galatea all along, but they cucked her MP at the last second. Anyways.
No.
The worst.
Oh, go ahead.
And nothing. I was just thinking. I was just reading chat.
There was the thing that got us. Do you want to talk about the Morgan and Arjun Alter thing? Berserkers?
Let's go.
Oh yeah, So
let's steal from ZTL, shall we?
Yeah, we received from an anonymous source. We received a great idea for a debate topic, and let you guys say it because I don't entirely remember it.
It's Morgan versus Arjuna Alter, right? I thought that was it.
Yeah. Which one is better, Morgan or Arjuna Alter?
I mean, this is exciting. This is exciting debate. Like, everybody loves making videos about these, but this time we actually have a debate, like multiple people here.
Yeah, multiple perspectives.
So,
what side do you want to take?
So who wants to take what side?
Okay, I'm gonna.
I hate Arjuna Alter with a passion. Okay. I will never use him.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and step up here, and then be the one to receive all of the criticism.
So you're defending him?
I'm defending him.
Okay.
I think Arjuna Alter is the epitome of what Berserker's identity is.
Okay.
Boo, you stink!
Because you know what he does? He does a lot of fucking damage. And you know what? That's what all he does. He does a lot of fucking damage. That's what he does. All right. So Arjuna Alter has 3 Buster cards. That's why he's better. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That's all you can muster.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, obviously.
Buster.
Okay. That's obviously a joke, but I think triple Buster is actually like a point.
Oh, it is. Morgan would be much better if she was triple Buster. It just makes things easier for the playstyle that Berserkers tend to go for. Triple Buster, one, has the advantage of three Buster cards, and 2, their MP gain is usually jacked up because of it.
It does help Morgan get her MP back easier, like in runs. Like maybe a lot of Morgan chains are like MPBA, for example, to get her MP back. So I'm not sure if it's objectively better, but do you know why I want Morgan with 3 Buster cards? Because that would kill Solemn Spam with Morgan.
Would it though?
It wouldn't, but it would hamper Solemn Spam with Morgan. So I think
having 2.
So you want to
Buster
nerf?
cards.
Got it.
Or 2
No,
arts cards.
I want her.
Enables that.
I
So
want her to be
Plushie
a
wants it
berserker.
So Plushie wants the Berserker deck as a nerf, but Rio wants it as a buff. Got it.
That's interesting, you know,
God,
because
we
like
are
Morgan is such a weird servant that both arguments actually work. That is how interesting of a character he is. And let's actually look at the not interesting character, Arjuna Alter. What does he do? He does 100%. Okay, it's 50%, but like he double casts. His 5-turn cooldown. You know, makes his cards hit super hard. He has Buster. I actually think his second skill's value reduced by a lot after Vich. Because you don't need Buster Absorb anymore.
Yeah, it's literally a 30% battery. That's all it does now. But like that first skill is, the first skill is the only reason Arjuna Alter
and the MP. Okay, and the MP.
Well, yeah, because the MP applies a debuff first.
Yeah, that's the important part. That's why the MP is important. You know,
right? But it only is important because the first skill enables that.
Yeah, that's why low level Arjuna Alter runs work, because he literally like his 200 skills are non-existent. Like his 200 skills can just like blurt out. He probably performed this. Okay, he probably needs a battery still, but like I don't know. I just think Arjuna Alter is like, I guess I can't say he's like objectively better, because obviously Morgan can do a lot more stuff. But like when you want maximum damage, you go for Arjuna Alter, and I feel like in a lot of cases you just want to go for maximum damage. Like a lot of other stuff that Morgan does, you can probably patch it up with other units, like other supports. Like what Morgan provides, I think we're at the point where the game has so many supports that all you need is damage.
I do think that Morgan is more of a team player than Arjuna Alter, and does work better in, you know, either slower comps or multi-core situations. I think the main problem is that she's anti-man and a Buster Berserker.
I mean,
and Vich supplies anti-man.
I mean, it's still SC. It's not PMod. So like in another sense, it's like she's even better against, like she can push her damage even more when you're fighting against man. So like it's not necessarily.
It's not necessarily, but it just means that like a lot of Buster servants can hit man pretty okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah,
because that's what they take. So like where arts and you know, quick take like attack up or something additional, Buster takes anti-man damage, and so that's so.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
like
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Morgan just, I think, in like 90++ situations, I think Morgan just does kind of work better
as a sub DPS, though.
As a sub DPS, yeah, not as the main one, as the secondary DPS.
I mean, she can also be main, depends on the enemy, but like, you know, like I think Arjuna Alter is just like, maybe he's not that good in farming anymore, because like I totally forgot about a thing, which is the Buster down can miss. I don't think it's that big of an issue, but apparently it is, because I do own Arjuna Alter, but I don't use him. So I could be wrong. So that like if the Buster down misses in farming, his damage just bleh, right? So it does kind of suck there.
Sorry,
I completely forgot to take that into consideration. But I think Arjuna Alter, other than that, like they're really like, yes, his kit looks really lame. Like if we don't look at his first skill, his second and third skill, bro, this is lame as fuck, right?
It's
but
like year one.
Yeah, but like the only thing that could actually fix him like make him even better is obviously more damage, which is MP upgrade, or give him ways to like pierce gimmicks, like pierce him or ignore defense. I think every other thing a normal meta support can supply. Every other thing he lacks. Maybe not survival, but like you're a Buster double Vitch team. You're trying to kill things as fast as possible, and that's exactly what he does. So that is why I think at the end of the day, Arjuna Alter, especially at maybe lower MP levels, Arjuna Alter might fit better as just a Buster Berserker, and what you want to, what you expect a Berserker to do for you at least. I think Arjuna Alter is like superior slightly in my opinion.
So Seraph in the chat mentioned that, you know, like, oh, you can get around debuff immunity by using plug suit stun for 500%. Yeah, that works for one turn on one enemy. That's not a, I wouldn't consider that most fights are not one turn, right?
Which skill again?
You can apply
This plug suit stun.
You can also apply like burn debuffs and stuff from command codes. So like if you're
if they have debuff immunity, then you can't do it at all.
Not immunity. Well, yeah, he gets fucked by immunity.
I think he meant resistance.
Yeah, I'm talking about farming, because like if it's in the CQ, you can definitely work around it. But I'm talking about like in farming, like it's annoying. Like what if he misses the Buster down? Oh, his damage is gone, right? Like.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Plus the fact that he has like obviously for him to farm, he always has to do like Oberon swap, isn't it? Does he need?
You can actually use. You can use
here or Black Grail.
What
you can, if you use K-Scope, you can use someone other than Oberon. Like I use Rhinus if I use K-Scope.
He's just a 30 charger.
Yeah, I like to for farming though. I like to look at the Buster farming sheet. You've seen that one, right?
I think I have.
It unfortunately it has the debuff built in there, but like if you're comparing them, you know, he does about 25 to 30% more damage than Morgan, which is substantial until Morgan hits a trait like a man trait or round table or Fae, and then Morgan's better. But that's just the general. That's just generally how it works. Is traits. Traits are just better. I would rather have. I do think it's better to have servants that are a little bit. And this is from someone who just likes to use a bunch of different characters. I think it's fun to have servants that may not be super strong in general, but can really go after like traits, versus someone who's pretty okay at everything. Hypocritical, I use Melusine, who is the epitome of pretty okay at everything but has no traits. But
pretty okay, yeah. Pretty okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Just okay.
Look, I mean, Melusine gets out damaged. Like, look at the Lancer, look at the Lancer list there. You know, she gets out damaged.
By who?
By one servant.
Who?
Hold on, actually, I think it's more than one.
In Lancer?
Wait, never mind. Actually, she doesn't get out damaged by anyone. I was wrong.
Yeah, she runs PG. How did
never mind.
Heard it here.
Actually,
she's
even with
okay.
cranking, I looked at second place. It's Melusine with cranking.
We literally checked the list. The only people that beat her is Tiamat against 1.5, which is unfair. Arjuna Alter and Kukulkan. I'm pretty sure these are the only servants that beat her because she can run PG.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, no. So on this list, Melusine is 13th place, or sorry, 11th place, behind Cuckoo trait, Nobu trait, Morgan, or sorry, Total Eco trait, Arc trait, Cuckoo 1 trait, Mordred against Arthur, Nobu Divine, Cuckoo threat to humanity, Siegfried Dragon, and then Nobu Sky. Okay, she's the highest she may be the highest non-traded Buster damage in the game, but okay, so my point fell apart.
See, I was
making a point.
I was even wrong. She even beats Cuckoo with cranking. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Okay, anyways.
Okay, so I thought I had a point, but I remembered the spreadsheet wrong. I thought Melusine was a little bit lower. I thought there were, some non-lancers that might have been above Melusine. In the neutral game.
When you consider 1.5, that's the only way you can beat her.
Okay, true.
Right?
All right. Well, Melusine is just okay. The people who are saying I suck are from my chat, and I recognize these names. They're
you
they're
don't
here
know
to mock me.
You're banned.
Maybe my chat is just clued in. All right.
But anyway, I mean, Melusine is pretty dumb, because it's Melusine. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like, yeah, no traits. I think, no, I think for most people, I do think Morgan is just a better choice. Because while less damage, I just think she's far more flexible. I don't think that's honestly, I think no one here disagrees with that. I think it's a funny topic to have. Arjuna, should you get Arjuna Alter or Morgan?
Yeah.
I think most people would say Morgan.
Because they like Morgan more. She has more in her name. But like the thing with like there's a lot of things holding Morgan back in farming as well. Like for example, the defense down. Like imagine if her first skill's defense down was just added onto the attack up.
Oh, so a 50% attack up?
Yeah.
But she can double cast it. It's up for turn 1 and turn 3 in farming.
Yes, but imagine if she could double cast the 50%.
Okay, you're right.
Exactly. So there you go. Anyways, I don't know.
That's the problem with all defense downs. Like all defense. That's why Ruler Scotty was better.
Yeah, I thought so when I was reviewing Andromeda, I was like, damn, defense down before damage? That's insane. That's like Arjuna Alter. Oh fuck, I just brought him up. But then I realized it's just worse than Summer Melusine's attack ramp up because it doesn't ramp up.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why ramp up is the best one. Especially like MP damage ramp up. That's the best one objectively, but that's rare.
Wow. Anyways, I don't know. I just feel like I have to defend Arjuna Alter because my prediction is actually Otto's not going to defend Arjuna Alter. So I could be wrong.
Who are you betting on in this race?
Okay. So just once again run the definition of like who's like what exactly the question is.
Oh, just who do you think in general is better? Just a gut feel, like a personal experience feel,
general,
emotional.
Yeah,
feel?
it's like more so for fun. It's not really.
Yeah, this is. I think the debate of who is better between Morgan and Arjuna is so rooted in your opinions of those two characters that like it doesn't actually matter. But I will never use Arjuna Alter.
Okay, so as much as I like Morgan's utility, I feel like Arjuna Alter is he's very simple to use. He's just really good at what he does, and what he does is generally all you need. I know her utility is pretty nice. Like maybe if you're using Castoria, at that point it does make sense for her to be pulling ahead. But for like most players, I'd say that just having a high damage AoE Berserker that can help. He can help slot in place of other classes that person might be struggling with, and even then, like he might be outdoing counterclassers because Arjuna Alter is fucking balanced, bro. So I think he's easier to use, so I think he's actually pretty valuable. Am I blowing you guys' minds or what?
I'm mind blown. That's why I'm not talking. Totally not because some spam bot posted a porn link in my server.
Oh, really? Again?
Yeah.
Dude, I got
You're
whispered
so
something on Twitch during the stream this morning. And it was like some bot, it said, like, hello, how are you doing? Or something like that. And I asked it if it was gay, and told it that if it didn't reply, it was gay. And It hasn't replied, so I guess I took offense to it.
If you
I
don't
got
reply, you're gay.
I got a message actually at 4 a.m. from some bot that says, on Twitch that says, do you play RPG games? Can I invite you to play game? Add Discord ID. Like each one of those was a separate line.
Yes, RPG games. My favorite.
RPG
Yeah,
game.
it's like Sahara Desert. It's just redundant.
And
RPG games.
Do you like games?
You got games
Do
on
you
your phone?
like FPS shooters?
Frames per second shooters. Maybe it's a.
I don't think that's what FPS stands for in this case.
It's not. It's first person shooter.
This is not a debate
It
thing, but I
stands
mentioned
for
it
fighting
earlier.
people sexually.
I wanted to link this, and I wanted you to pull it up and to see if and you can put it on screen. If at the bottom you can and hold on till everyone can see it. What on this tier list I made 2.5 years ago? Well, not early 2022, so like 2 years ago. What I regret the most,
Okay.
and what I think I'm stupid for.
That is so long. What the?
It was every servant up to that point, but it doesn't. Oh, the only thing that matters is the very end.
Okay, let me.
Oh
let me pull it up here.
no!
You see it instantly. I saw that. I'm like, what was I doing?
Have fun in Super Recollection Quest, buddy.
Oh, whoa,
Dude.
whoa! Spoilers! I remember popping in and seeing you making this list, and I saw you rank Galatea at like C or something on.
Yeah, I don't
Quest,
agree
and I
with
was
my
like,
list at
no.
all anymore. Like, I have so much more opinion. This was before Summer Scotty, though. Think about that. Like, the game was different at this point. It was very differently balanced. So that's why I'm not going to defend a lot of my choices here. But the bottom one makes me cringe inside.
All right, so SSCQ. The very top is MHXA. That's kind of funny. And Morgan and Melusine and Baza. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I
for
don't
those-
think a lot of these are
yeah.
disagreeable, but
Yeah, for those who don't know, he has 2 separate ranks that each servant fits in. It's both farming and CQ, because those are the 2 things that people care about.
Damn, you put Kiara in A farming? That should be your biggest mistake.
look, that's another regret. I made a lot of mistakes back here. Look, I have like
8C?
Why'd you put 2 of them? Oh, because you have 2 of
Oh,
each.
jeez.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
stupid.
2 of each.
Absolute trash. Ann and Mary, Ann and Mary, Mary and Ann, Cha-Cha, down, Castellas, Oki. That's an interesting one.
Well, yeah, because you can't farm. Like anyone who couldn't farm or was
She can't
there.
farm. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, so if they're in here twice, then yeah, they're not. Okay,
Yeah.
so Irisfield, Janta, Castor
Yeah,
Marie,
the chat has seen my mistake.
Assassin Nudicrous. I'm taking it as it goes. Nobu, Passion Lip, yeah, and that
Damn, you grilled one of them.
Europa.
Rio.
Yeah.
You
That's,
grill on it, Rio.
that's it. That's the mistake. You put
That's-
Constantine down here. Got it.
Not true. There it is.
No,
There-
the Constantine's bad, dude. I made this, so it was like right after Trom, I guess, because the
Yeah.
Trom servants are here. But
Man.
it was before some Scotty.
Well,
What?
I hate
was-
that you
I was
said
looking for
super
stuff-
recollection because that kind of gave it away.
Okay,
I
sorry.
was-
I apologize.
Man,
I'm trying to sit here and think back to my mindset 2 years ago, and go, what was I doing on
I
this?
mean-
Like,
You didn't need that much damage. Like I genuinely think like sorry, I'm
like 90 plus didn't exist either. So like every single target is just down at the bottom, like as far as farming,
dang.
like for the most part. Because like 90 plus wasn't in the game. So multi-core, I was like, why would I need to multi-core? Right? And so I also was just like going, single targets are pointless. For the most part.
Ooh.
Damn. Except Vlad.
Because
Where did I have
Vlad
Vlad got put real high up here.
Oh my god, Rio, what the fuck happened?
Oh yeah, I think that was something that because remember I was streaming this too. I was taking input from chat people. I wouldn't put like Himiko anywhere close to there anymore.
Where did you put
Gross.
Galatea though?
Oh, Galatea is really low because at the time I didn't value Galatea.
Didn't value.
Summer Stay is also really low.
Uh,
and most quick servants.
I cannot find her. There's so many servants in this game.
It was every servant up until that point listed twice.
Damn, you really put the rats and Tomcat in the same rank? Serious?
Did I?
Oh,
Yes,
she's in B.
Dude, you put the rats and Tomcat in the same rank, no? They're in
For
C.
a challenge quest?
Yes.
Yeah, for challenge quest, yeah.
Really?
Damn.
I mean, I don't agree with that anymore. Look, Quick was just not good.
Look,
for
see,
challengers.
now we have to like publicly execute you because people have been chewing me out for last year's missed tier list, which was even worse than this, arguably, which I had a huge input on. And
Right, but I think like as the time goes on, you like how the game play, like the game, like that's why playing NA is so weird, because NA is the state I made this list in, right? And at the time, I thought this, for the way NA played, I thought this was pretty correct, right?
so do you know what the conclusion is? We should be more understanding, to a certain sniper.
Bro.
Yeah, no, I mean he does play NA. That's why. So it's like he's an NA player. Like,
his
what are you
takes.
gonna?
We should understand his takes.
He doesn't play JP. The mindset is different. Like, just looking back on my own takes from 2 years ago, and they're foreign to me. I don't understand. I cannot think of what my thought process could have been for some of these.
But yeah, I mean, I do
But
think
the
that
important thing is Santa Martha. I called Santa Martha trash.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe you didn't need that much damage in the past. You feel like, oh, it's not worth bringing over just another Buster support or something. Like,
yeah, and like traits weren't important. Like, did you, like, honestly tell me, like, until like 18 months ago, did you ever really care about traits?
It's not a question I'm prepared to answer. I'm sorry.
so what is the? Do you have another one?
I had. Let me look at my document.
I mean, we
I
have one.
have things that I had to, mention. Like in retrospect, I think the servants for the end of 2022 were better than I originally gave them credit for. But that's not really a debate topic. That's more. I'm like, yeah, that string of servants wasn't actually that bad. The Britomar, Julio, and Joe's Riku, that 3 set. Everyone trashed on them at the beginning because these were like the arguments I've seen online. I wasn't thinking about, oh, what do I disagree with you guys on? It was like what arguments have I seen online? I'm like, yeah, everyone called that period of time bad, right? But like in retrospect, all 3 of those are good.
I think they set the standard for modern quick AoEs. That's what I said in the hot take, at least. I think like nowadays when you see a refund that is lower than like Huyendraw, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
So I'd like to divert your attention for a second to show off what I just finished doing.
Oh, please do.
I finished making you a new sprite. Now you don't have.
You can talk.
Your peace sign going on. You also blink. I think it.
Wow.
I think
can
it looks
blink
great.
now. I can stop having my eyes open 24/7.
Yeah, dude.
Gamer.
I'll send this to you after stream, and you can.
I don't remember how to set it up.
Yeah, you don't have to do it during stream. I'd have to resize it anyways.
Let's see. The other things I had written, 2022 was better in retrospect. There's nothing wrong with Draco First Ascension.
Okay.
What else was I?
You can't gloss over that one, sir.
Wait.
What do you mean? What did I say?
There's nothing wrong with Draco's first ascension.
There's
It's the
nothing-
objectively superior one.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I'm going to send you an image that's one of the server members sent me, where it's called Draco's your POV as a master to Draco when she's using her beam attack. And you tell me if it's you don't pull it up on stream, by the way, Otto. It's
Oh.
you can't pull it up on stream, by the way. I'm warning you, so I'm gonna send it to.
Okay.
Do you know Draco has a beam attack where she like shoots a beam?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Bro,
Yeah,
why?
so-
Yeah, I'm
Th-
not showing this on stream.
Th-
Holy
th-
shit.
This is why it's not okay. The first
That's second ascension. That's not first ascension.
that's not first ascension.
No, first
Oh.
ascension is a long tress.
Oh, never mind.
I don't like second ascension.
But anyways,
I mean,
I
sure. We got Tomacat who's just walking around in a naked apron. So like, this
Yeah.
isn't that crazy. It's just why'd she gotta look like a little kid?
I got
Keyword
one.
look,
I got one.
not is.
I got one. Okay. That we were debating about that we started why we had this idea in the first place. Which has a tie-in to Miss Tier List. So,
Oh brother.
do you think Summer Ibuki deserves a tier of her own?
No.
I also think no. And Otto, you're obviously
is.
you're fighting the big fight here. So please go ahead.
I mean,
you go
guys,
first.
look at her. Look at her. She looks like a person that deserves a whole tier.
Yeah, but she's got prehensile toes.
What?
She can lose them in Samurai Remnant, so that doesn't count.
Okay. So as earlier defined, like during the stream when we talked about Melusine, I made a case to not have Melusine in her own tier because last year she was in EX Plus, which is above everyone else. No one else was in there. So I'm not against the idea of an EX Plus tier, as evidenced by this fucking argument. So the servants that belong in EX Plus are servants that just completely shift the meta. Like
Who can
generally
shift the
it's just supports that shift meta in that way. So basically the only ones that should be EX Plus, at least that we should agree on, I guess. This is a little bit more contentious. Are Castoria, Vitch, maybe Oberon, and then Summer Scotty. But with Ibuki, I feel like, I don't know, there's certain angles to attack this from, because we are going with the tier list that assumes NP1. But the thing about Ibuki that makes her so strong is, like, one of the things that makes her so incredible is so, like, obviously, best thing she's for is farming. So, farming-wise, she is incredible, and you can borrow one if we're assuming you have your own Castoria, you can just find some person with an NP5 Ibuki and cover shit like that. Now, that does bring up the argument, well, can't we do the same thing for other servants like Summer Kama or Summer Ishtar? No, Spishtar. And I think that's a fair thing to bring up, which I guess it to some extent can beat this argument of her being that high up. It's because if we count borrowing someone who has like really high investment, that kind of circumvents that aspect of the tier list, and like you can sort of apply that for other servants. But I still think, like, even then, I still think she has something unique in that she is going to be a lot more applicable even if you have the nerf of like you have to provide different types of support, because what you're doing is you're sacking one Castoria in favor of borrowing someone. So it can be a bit of a hard argument, and I don't think that it would. In hindsight, I don't think it's that fair to bring in the argument that you can borrow one, because that does seem to be a bit against the spirit of the discussion.
But, I mean, it's actually fine, but.
And also, I don't think Ibuki shook up any meta. I think Ibuki reinforced how Art's meta was. But I don't think Ibuki didn't change the meta. You don't play Ibuki in a different way. And it doesn't enable anything different. She just replaces other characters.
Okay. So part of the argument that I was taking earlier with this was she did kind of shake up how we judged servants, even if the meta didn't really shift and she just reinforced the meta. She brought a new level to expectation that we have to look at her now, because we've done this like a lot of the time. Like we'll have this new AoE Arts looper come out, and we'll look at them. We'll say like, okay, they're an okay looper, but they're not as good as Summer Ibuki. And we just have to, we keep going back to that. We have to use her as a new metric for that. And she's peak for that. She is so strong that she outdoes other classes in that role.
Okay, so
consistently.
To have a counter argument to that, it was basically the exact same case before Ibuki came out. It was just Space Ishtar.
Or Arjuna Alter. People like argued on the Buster side. It was like, oh, Arjuna Alter did the damage. Like, why do anyone else? And like before that, it was Space Ishtar, and then after that, it was Kama. Like,
Kama's always servant to Space Ishtar again. Like Kama, Space Ishtar, they each have their benefits depending on. But yeah.
So I'll address one and then the other. So the comparison to someone like Arjuna Alter, I think she is still going to be so much stronger because it's so much easier to support, and I guess this does kind of feed back into what I was saying earlier about borrowing one. Like you can't just borrow an Arjuna Alter if you're going to be doing loop farming. You can do that with Summer Ibuki, but if
mine
we
was more
can't
about like when
count
people were talking about damage.
Well, yeah, I mean, damage-wise, he's still going to, he's still going to be really high up there, but he's not going to get multiple NPs out of it unless you're just dumping a shit ton of battery on him. She is going to get multiple NPs with a lot less investment. On the note of Spishtar and Summer Kama, I still think that they weren't as pervasive, because even though they were fairly universal, the times that you saw them used, like in a more universal sense, like over decent loopers in their own classes, were only if you had high investment on them. Like people kept asking over and over, is NP1 or is NP2 Speshtar enough? And the reason why is because you actually did need decent NP levels on that.
They also asked the same thing about Ibuki. Is MP2 Ibuki like for sure?
Okay, in your opinion, do you think that NP levels matter as much with Ibuki as they do?
Yeah,
with
they do.
Speshtar?
I don't think MP1 Ibuki. Like I think if you have an MP, like if you've been playing this game a while and you're like MP3 Summer Kama or something like that, I don't think an MP1 Ibuki is gonna. Yeah, you're gonna replace
I'm talking.
her. Like,
I'm talking NP1 to NP1.
But that's not how people like. That's
how...
not a realistic situation, because the question is, for most people is, if if you're looking at this from a purely gameplay perspective, is it worth investing, I've already invested this much in this one character. Is it worth investing that same amount again into a character in the same role to be slightly better?
Again, like that's we're talking about investment here, but like that's what you're bringing up, but like in this case it's just like NP1 value versus NP1 value.
I mean, she is objectively a better servant, but that doesn't. Okay, so here's the thing, right? In my opinion, if she was EX plus, there wouldn't be an argument of or I already have Space Ishtar at MP3. Should I roll for Ibuki? If she was EX plus, the answer will always be yes. Like regardless, the answer would always be yes. Roll Ibuki. If we've already have MP3 Space Ishtar, should I roll
understand what you're saying. You're just saying like the fact that she is in competition there at all. I think something that separates her from Spishtar, though, is not only is she a really good farmer, because like Spishtar's a good farmer too, she's also good in challenge quests. And Spishtar, I mean, say what you will, Spishtar she doesn't really offer anything in particular to challenge quests that is worthwhile. Like, I mean, she's got a one-hit invuln. Like, she does have damage ramp, but she doesn't have any sort of utility. Her damage isn't. Her card
extra
damage is like,
has extra card damage boost, I guess.
Yeah,
which can be helpful.
Yeah, but in comparison to having cards that do actual damage because they absorb stars that are made by the servant that uses them, and then also like crit buffs and card buffs and all of that, I would take Summer Buki's card damage over that extra attack any day.
Okay, that is fair. So
also she has utility in the multiple effects she has in NP, both reducing crit rate that can help her live a bit longer, and then also there's the defensive buff removal. So to me it's a mixture of like she's phenomenal in farming, but she's not locked in that role like Spishtar is.
Well, so the question really is, on the tier list, does she deserve her own tier? And my counterpoint to that is Artoria Caster. Artoria Caster, I think, is the single target.
Caster Berserker.
Berserker, yes.
Oh.
Is the single target equivalent to Summer Ibuki. So therefore, it is impossible for her to have a tier of her own if there is someone who is a single target, but in the same like tier of goodness as her.
So you know what? Like, I'm not opposed to putting
Right, but then there's no reason to have a separate tier, a special tier, because then it's not
okay, to be fair, I forgot about her and I forgot about placing her. I think that they could be on par. Like, one could argue that they are on par with each other. So
my
like,
counterpoint. Oh, sorry, you go.
So, like, when you said like having a special tier for it, I thought you just meant EX plus. I didn't realize you meant like exclusively for her, not including anyone else.
Right, but that is like a special tier because you're only going to have one in there. Because I thought that was the point of it.
Yeah.
So my counterpoint to that is a little bit more old school. Miyamoto Musashi post buff.
Oh my god.
I think this character loses out in farming for sure because of the lack of battery, but in a challenge quest, unless Ibuki's hitting anti-earth, Musashi is a better servant than she is, in my opinion. So the reason behind that is she has better MP damage in general, and of course, you know, she even has the extra like because Ibuki is sky, so she hits earth, and you know the trait and the anti-trait obviously like compounds together. But this Musashi, because she is man, so she hits man and earth like a lot better than Ibuki. Not man and sky a lot better than Ibuki, because Ibuki is going like negative against sky. So like Musashi is going to be doing more damage than Ibuki against non-earth enemies in general. And Musashi's Invul Pierce is arguably, like, depends on the challenge quest, but like it could be as good as defensive buff removal. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, so I'm just gonna say it's as good. And Musashi also has the, you know, crit chance down that Ibuki has on the MP. Her MP is also very loopable in a challenge quest scenario. because of her second skill. Her cards are super good. I would argue her card gain like is better than Ibuki. I mean, I don't think I have to argue that. There are card gains better than Ibuki. So like Musashi is more like a challenge quest oriented. Like Ibuki is like a phenomenal farmer that doesn't fall off in challenge quests. I think Summer Musashi is a phenomenal challenge quest servant that doesn't fall off in farming. Like yes, the lack of battery is annoying to make a team with, but you know, on the flip side, she like her damage potential is higher, especially when she hits like Saber. I guess Saber's rare, but I don't know. Like she covers the two other classes that Ibuki doesn't because of the upgraded MP is good damage. And
yeah, that upgraded MP does like a lot of stuff, which is why they can never upgrade Ibuki
like
NP.
The problem is I don't think they're a tier apart. There can be arguments where Ibuki is better, but I don't think they are like even half a tier apart. I think they're very comparable. There are situations where Musashi would be better than Ibuki, and there's occasions where Ibuki would be better than Musashi. And I actually think the number of cases is close.
So here's the.
I think she would also have to be in that tier. So
I'm looking at the same looping list that Miss does. The MP1 one. Summer Musashi does like 25 to 27% more damage or something like that. On
I mean,
turn
she's
3.
counting. Because but the thing with Musashi is her skill 3 is awkward.
Yeah,
like,
her skill 3.
What have you needed for the first 2 waves? So like I like to compare more so like even ignoring the defense down, but she still
their
wins,
turn 1 damage is the same. Turn 1 damage is the same. Turn 2 Ibuki wins 185 to 216, so it's about a 40k difference. And
wait, how did Ibuki win on turn 2? Shouldn't she do the same damage on every wave? Oh, Musashi's using her skill 3 on turn 1.
Yeah.
What?
No. It's because it's swapping Oberon. I presume they're using the MP damage up on turn 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not doing that on turn 2 for Musashi.
Yeah, because she needs more charge. That's probably why. I mean, it's kind of a not fair comparison, but I understand why.
Yeah, so that's the difference there.
I think the comparison we have to have there, if we're going to be talking those two, I think we have to ask, is one better at one thing than the other is at the other thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Musashi is better at challenge quests, I think.
As much as Ibuki is.
Evade.
Ibuki,
she has an evade and a guts.
Yeah, I know what she's got. So does she? Is her challenge quest better than Ibuki's farming?
I know what you mean. Like, because Ibuki wins in farming, Musashi wins in challenge quests. Is the degree where she wins in challenge quests equal to the degree that Ibuki wins in farming? Is what you're asking, right?
Yeah. And this might end up just coming down to how much you value them, but I'm just if one could assign a metric to those, like some sort of number to them, which one has larger numbers, and the ones they're stronger in, or the ones they're weaker in?
That is a difficult question. I will have to admit, I think I need more time with Musashi before I can give you the answer. But she certainly seems extremely strong against certain like also it's kind of unfair. Like the first CQ when she got buffed, it's 2 sabers. It's clearly made to make her destroy, and this CQ very much likes Invul Pierce. I mean, you can actually remove that with Ibuki though, so I guess it doesn't matter. It's the same.
But then she still has her ignore. Yeah, does Ibuki remove? She doesn't remove the ignore Invul, does she? You're still gonna eat that. Both of them eat.
Both of them eat it. Both of them eat it, but Musashi
has guts.
Like, so it's close. It's really close. It's really close. So like,
So you're gonna hate this because I know you use this argument a lot. Does the survival matter that much if we got Castor?
No. So honestly, no.
Well, it actually does. I mean,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. For sure, it doesn't.
It doesn't. No.
But Musashi has better damage.
Crits, like
Musashi has better damage, I think.
Also, in this challenge quest, if you get hit once, both of them are going to lose all their HP, and only one of them will survive.
Like I will admit, this challenge quest is more like specific. It's a special case where you really want guts, but especially for TAs, you really want guts. So like I will admit it's not a fair comparison, but like that's why I said I think I need more time with Musashi. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was about to say, I believe the Ibuki runs on this one use Kuro to give her guts.
Yeah, it's probably but okay. The reason why you want guts is because she can guarantee kill off the other two, so you get a better hand.
Yeah,
but like
so it just makes the last turn easier
but I understand. Give Musashi some time. I will prove that she's better at challenge quests as much as Ibuki's better in farming in the future. Because I especially if you're against like sabers, like Musashi can push her damage a lot easier. Like, yes, you need charge, you need battery, but depending on the challenge, depending on the farming structure, there are cases where Musashi is still better because of the damage. Like the damage, upgraded MP does a lot for her once again, and against Saber, she's just free. Against Saber, she literally can cut one of the meta supports, and she probably still do enough damage. So like it. I understand it's a hard argument. I'm just going to. I just brought it up because I know people love the good old Musashi versus Ibuki. But yeah, there you go. That's all I wanted to say.
So I hate saying this, but again, we have to. I know it's a weird thing to ask for, but we are comparing that to Ibuki's farming. I know. It's just hard to compare those two. I guess I think objectively that's if you could come to a conclusion based off of that logic, then that is the objective right way to judge this. If we're going to be talking about I need to stop using objective because I was about to use objective again. It's just it's not really, it's just something that's going to be deemed different by perspective. Like, which one do you think is more impactful? Because with Summer Ibuki, like, she's useful in both single core farming. You can use her in multi-core because she's got a big battery and she buffs the team. There's also some very specific setups where she can enable other servants to loop, for whatever that's worth.
For sure.
And then she can also, and that's not just arc. Like, she can also give someone arts and then NP gain as well.
But here's the twist, right?
Okay.
What I'm arguing is not that Musashi's better or even as good as Ibuki. What I'm arguing is they're not half a tier apart.
Yeah, I know, but are they? Is her farming equal to Musashi's challenge quest, and is Musashi's farming equal to her challenge quest?
I don't think the difference is half a tier apart.
Damn, it's hard to argue with because that doesn't really give a clear stance.
Yeah, this literally doesn't mean anything. Well, the words that come out of our mouths literally doesn't mean anything.
I mean, that's what debate is. Debate never changes anything.
Yeah, I just really feel like there are a lot of servants that, in their own ways, in terms of their total power level, are catching up to Summer Ibuki. And I do not think that she deserves the luxury of having a tier on her own. And yes, of course, adding Summer Castoria is a great way to sort of, answer to that. But I think the one thing that I kind of dislike about the tier list is adding tiers. So, I'm already against it in the first place. But especially for someone like Ibuki, who is, yes, perhaps one of the most competent and well-rounded DPSs, and one of the most easiest to use, most applicable to what most people care about, which is farming DPSs in the entire game, also belonging in the best class in the game. But does that really give her the luxury of belonging in the brand new tier? When
my question is
I don't think so. I think It's the same with like last year us making a new tier for Tez. I don't think we should have done that either.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
So okay, yeah, you go ahead. Sorry.
My question is, what does she do that no one else does? Because you can say she does better damage, or she's good at challenge quests, but I don't think inherently she does anything different. Like there's nothing unique to her playstyle. She is very straightforward. Her numbers are just large, right? That's it. Like there's no nuance to her kit.
So
like there's no.
So question: what would make Ruler Scotty above EX? I'm not sure if you agree with that.
Well, I mean, Ruler Scotty enables a entire card type, so I think Ruler Scotty is better than the other rulers by the fact that she enables. So Ibuki is enabled by Castoria. Summer Scotty enables 30-40 quick servants to do their job.
Yeah, but a lot of them were already able to do that with just Scotty. So
were they able to really do it very well, or did they hamper alon?
They weren't as good at doing it. It's just the thing was
dragged by an MLBK scope.
Ruler Scotty is able to do the same thing with more numbers.
Yeah, but Ruler Scotty replaces normal Scotty at the top. Then
I think really both of them are at EX plus. You can put both of them EX plus.
Yeah, you could list both of them. I do think that, if you wanted to rate a top, I think, but these are different classes. Of course, Ruler versus Caster.
Versus tier list. Check it out on Mist channel. You probably know Mist. He's one of the bigger FGO tubers, but yeah.
But like, Scotty is an enabler. Both Scotties are enablers. So
okay. Here's the thing, right? So if I had a 120, fuck, that's not a good example. Okay, so in terms of EX plus tier, this is another criteria I like to. There's a question I like to ask myself. So how much would my gameplay experience be hampered if I don't have that servant? If I don't have Summer Ibuki, I don't get to use Summer Ibuki as my best farmer. If I don't have Summer Scotty, whenever any quick composition requires Summer Scotty, albeit looping comp, albeit challenge quest min-turn comps, albeit damage stack comps, I won't be able to do it because I don't have that piece. So I think not owning Summer Scotty will hamper my gameplay experience more than not owning Summer Ibuki.
And you're at the end if you don't roll Castoria.
Because at the end of the day, I think Summer Ibuki is just, once again, an enabled unit, a servant that is a DPS that you have, like, how do I put this? You have like replacements for. Why Summer Scotty is not a good argument is because Summer Scotty doesn't replace Caster Scotty. You just run 3 Scotties. It's very different. I think not having
Scotty is unique.
One of the biggest negatives for not owning Summer Scotty is not being able to run 3 of them.
So
triple Scotty is better than double Scotty Oberon for a lot of things.
If there's a 4th Scotty, maybe. If there's a 3rd Scotty, maybe that argument can apply. But there isn't a 3rd Scotty, and I hope there isn't a 3rd Scotty. But okay, that's the end of my thing, anyways.
Okay, so how do I put this? So is it more worthwhile to invest in leveling up quick servants and your Ruler Scotty and your own Caster Scotty, and just to do the same thing you can do with maxing out an Ibuki and a Castoria?
Yes, because it's more fun to use variety.
We're not talking about
I approach this from like
I understand that. It's just
like I don't think like there's nothing that you
does she actually change a lot of things, I
Okay,
guess.
so
Because,
here
like,
is another.
You don't have to use quick servants, but if you're using, like, if you're smart, you're gonna get Castoria, basically. Like, it's a really reductive way of putting it, but like, you're already gonna want to have Castoria. But Scotty is a bit more optional because that's a little more dependent on what types of servants you're trying to support.
Have you seen the team I'm running for this current farming node in JP right now?
No, I definitely haven't. Are you even sharing your screen?
Let me send an image, and you're like,
oh my god, it's fucking Draco ass again.
While he sends the image, I have another counter to that.
Well, that is my current team.
Oh, there you go.
And that is the 90++, and that is a very clean kill. With Tygon Wang, Summer Scotty, Oberon, and Tonalico.
By the way, I'm deleting Draco's ass so you don't actually accidentally pull up on stream. I feel like that gets you banned. That. But anyways, so like as a counter argument to that.
So the thing about that setup is like, that's a hyper Tonalico. That's an NP5
right,
Tango long.
Like, people are gonna hyper Summer Ibuki. Like,
do you think a hyper Summer Ibuki? Do you think that this is going to be more effective than a hyper Summer Ibuki though?
It's not. Okay, but
does it lose in any way to this? How?
Yes, because I don't need a MP5 Taigo Wang.
No, a Taigon Wang doesn't need to be MP5 for that. He overkills that second wave so easily. And you could just, I mean, like,
okay, okay.
The point is that you can, like, and I use quick
you can make things work
in 90++ pretty often, or I'm able to make quick teams. I have Summer Ibuki at MP2, and I never use her.
Using her. I know. Right, but I've heard you say it so many times.
There's never
There's no reason to use her because you have other options that you have a lot of investment in.
And that's what I think people should do. Like, people shouldn't focus on always investing what is statistically the best.
Well, that's what we're talking about here. Like,
right, but I don't think
talking about
because there are options that are close enough that you don't need to have someone who is like, she's not that far above that she cannot be replaced. Like that's the whole point. There is
like,
she
the
can
fact
be
of the
replaced,
matter is she can,
and that doesn't make her that much better.
I understand that, but the thing is, she replaces almost everything.
Okay,
putting all your eggs in that one basket instead of trying to collect a bunch of eggs, like, it makes more sense.
That is a great argument, so I'm gonna use it to counter yours. So here's the thing, right? Back to the comparison of Scotty and Ibuki. Like, you brought up how I apologize. I know I shouldn't let you argue against Quick because we as a general
fine.
we
I know
Quick.
the arguments on both sides.
So like the argument is, what if Quick became like somehow like either they came up with one of the most broken Quick loopers or whatever. Or whatever. Like, who is more likely to be power crept / be turned irrelevant because of what the game's direction head in the future? I think a support is always a safer bet to not lose value as opposed to a DPS. Because remember all the way back in the day when like I don't know how to put this. Like, you know what I mean. like
I was like Grail at Space Ishtar, right?
Supports is inherently harder to be invalidated than a DPS.
So it kind of so I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, not every support is universal. Someone like Castoria is not the same as other ones. Like, Castoria is always going to be the best type of support to have because she does benefit more than just one group. Whereas Scotty is more balanced in the regard that if you're not supporting specifically Quick or maybe even Buster, she's not going to be that valuable of a pick. Because if you're just going to put all your eggs in the arts basket, you're going to be completely fine. It's the best card type. And
You sure about that?
For now.
Are you sure about
yes,
now?
For now. And you know what timeline, like what point of time we're judging all this stuff by, right?
That's
Which is
fair.
right now.
Yeah.
Right, but the thing is that Summer Ibuki could be invalidated at any time, whereas the supports like Summer Scotty didn't invalidate Scotty, right?
Yeah, but
whereas
you also have to...
there could be anything that could happen, and Ibuki suddenly, like, there could be a shift in how, you know, fights are designed, or a shift in how you know, in like the supports that change things up, you know, at any time for a Buster or Quick, and suddenly Ibuki could no longer be an optimal option for many nodes.
So what kind of change has to happen for Castoria to fall behind while others are not going to be falling as far behind?
I'm not saying Castoria. I'm saying Ibuki.
I understand that. It's just we're talking about, like, taking someone who benefits from Castoria, which is a better support, versus taking a support that doesn't benefit either of them. Because, like, you also have to realize that at this current point of time, even as much as it pains me to say this, Scotty isn't really that necessary, like, at all. If you have Castoria, it makes sense to have Castoria, because Castoria is, like, the best thing to have. So why go try to get a different card type support instead of someone that takes advantage of the best support in the game?
So,
because you also have to have another servant to take advantage of the Quick card type.
I have one, like, final question then, because I think Quick is an easy card type to bully. I'm not saying you're bullying it, but like
I
like
know.
Yeah, we all know Quick is an easy card type to bully. So, do you think, to the entirety of the relevance of the game, Summer Ibuki, does she belong in the same tier as Koyan Light? Because everything you just said applies to Koyan Light as well. Even more so. I think Koyan Light is even less of a general support than Scotty. Because you specifically need cooldown reduction. Like, there are servants, there are even Buster servants that have skills that just, their entire skill set, you just don't want their skills to be casted twice because it sucks. You would rather take, like, Ruler Scotty to support them over Koyan Light. And Koyan Light is also a specifically anti-man support if you want to use her outside of Buster. So I raise you one last question. Like, do you think, in terms of the relevance in the entire game, Summer Ibuki deserves the same amount of tier, the same tier as Koyan Sky of Light?
So yeah, I hate keep going back to same point. Just the fact that you can have, like, an arts, like, you're gonna want to have Castoria.
Yes.
So having someone that takes advantage of Castoria
is more valuable.
It's more valuable because, like, that, like, if I had to choose between having Korean Light versus having someone to pair with my Castoria, why would I pick Korean Light? Because I'd also need another servant on top of that.
But I think that is all I want to know. That is legit all I want to know. Like, I am actually glad that the answer was consistent, because it would be really weird if you just said, "Oh, no, that's not what I meant," because most people would actually react that way, because they're like, "Oh, Koyan Light is so good."
Well, in my opinion, actually, Summer Scotty's a better support than Mitch, anyways, because she's less niche.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said, because I think Koyan Light is, like, there needs to be even more conditions to match for Koyan Light to be, like, applicable at its full potential. Because, like, once again, there are Buster servants that don't appreciate cooldown reduction. Like, for example, obviously it's Ray because he likes to bring it up. Jolter. I think Jolter doesn't appreciate cooldown reduction. I think none of her skills, like, actually want to be double casted that much. You might as well have someone else give a better buff than trying to double cast your skills. So yeah, interesting.
And then there's a lot of instances where where you can use Summer Scotty instead, because she can support Buster, and you're gonna get more than one turn of stars, and you're not gonna have to be locked to Buster critting, because you can also like get a little bit of damage on your quick cards. Which is at the end of the day, that's gonna be even if you only have one quick card, that's going to be one more card that she buffs over
does
Vitch.
damage.
So yeah.
Okay, this certainly took a very interesting turn. You'll be seeing the attorneys from NFF Services real soon, but there you go.
She can. I was about to say eat my ass, but no, she can't. I don't want her to. Please stay away.
She can suck my ween. She does.
So,
I'm joking.
Looping back to the very first question, though. Like, so we can agree that she doesn't belong in the tier of her own, right?
Wait. Hold on.
That was the question.
Wait.
The question was, does she belong in a tier of her own? The answer is no.
No, I thought
that's the question.
I thought the answer was yes, because
No.
At least his conclusion was yes, dude. He literally said she's better than Koya Light. I know this is generalizing it, but it's literally
not plushie. Sorry, Rio. Like, were you here? Like, I know you were really quiet. Did you just like leave and come back?
About all these other things, but I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, but like,
no, dude.
In comparison to other berserkers, this is all kind of irrelevant.
Rio, he's willing to push so far to the point that he said Ibuki potentially is worth more than Koya Light. I don't think he needs to push it even further for this argument.
Yeah, but because she works with Castoria, and Castoria also works with Castoria, therefore she can't belong in a tier of her own. Checkmate.
Part of the funny thing here. Part of the funny thing here is, in the context of the tier list, it doesn't fucking matter at all, because no matter...
No hyper.
Yeah, well, no matter... No, it's not that. We're assuming you have all the meta supports. So you already have all of the EX plus tier servants. So, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's just, is she as valuable as them?
That is actually kind of weird in hindsight. Like, why are we rating them that way, and we're still rating the EX plus tier servants?
Yeah, it's
why are we rating servants that are so good that we assume everyone should have them? That's actually kind of funny.
Welcome to tier lists. They're so fucking pointless, dude.
But yeah,
hey, they can be fun. They can be fun to make.
I do think that is an interesting argument, because that is an argument I see people make, which is roll like Ibuki over Summer Scotty more so than Koyan Light, because people really like to jerk off Buster for some reason.
I have a tier list, and it's the one correct tier list. Otto, can you please pull that image up?
I see a lot of Nobus near the top. What the fuck am I looking at? It's too small.
Comma and not
don't say it.
Oh fuck!
Pull it up.
I don't get the joke though. I don't get it. Why are they? Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, I get it. I was like, what the fuck? Why are they question mark?
Can I do it this way?
This is the only valid tier list, guys.
It took me a while to get the joke. What about this? Otto will value Ibuki. No. The entire argument rests on the fact that Ibuki works extremely well with Castoria, to the point that you don't need other card types. I mean, that is the argument. That isn't like literally what he feels. You know, like he's not telling you to not roll Koyan Light just because it's his argument in a debate. That's just how it works. It's the same with I'm not telling you to not roll Morgan just because I defended Arjuna Altar. You know, holy shit! There's like three master theses in JP chat. What is happening?
Okay. So there's comma. Yeah, see, like all of these servants are not comma. Then this is comma. And then this is comma. And then this is comma.
No, it says Karna. See, because the R and the A, the R and the N blend together, and it looks like Karna. That's the joke.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to see.
What are Nobus?
Because they're Demon Kings. So there's the soccer faces and the demon kings. And then there's Karna, which is not comma, but in text looks very similar. It's a visual joke. It's the only valid tier list.
I guess.
Where's Durga?
This is an old image. She's not on here.
Right.
I've had this image for like a year.
Okay, wow. I've barely read chat in the last like 30 minutes.
I mean, you're in a debate that's kind of...
Yeah, this requires a lot of attention.
And I still disagree with the result then, apparently. I thought we came to a conclusion, but I'm apparently we were talking, I was talking about chess, and you guys were talking about driving down the Autobahn.
I am definitely gonna fight him on this when the Berserker tier list comes up. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like she's gonna be alone
like...
up there. I think I would be okay with. I might be okay with Summer Castoria being up there too.
You might be okay.
All right, so
I might be okay because she does she is useful in farming, but she is not as useful in farming because the
AoEs are better at farming. Yeah. I feel like people can.
That being said, Summer Castoria is really useful in a lot of farming nodes, like 90 plus or 90 plus plus, because sometimes you'll have like that one enemy wave, and since you have so much splash charge from the Castoria, then she's fine. Honestly, you're better off having both of them because, like, if you have NP2 on both of them, you can probably do any 90 plus plus. Don't quote me.
This
on
has
that,
nothing.
Don't quote me on that because I'm sure I could be proven wrong.
This has nothing to do with any debate, but I don't think Draco's EX plus.
She's only beast class. Of course, she has to be. She's the only one.
Well, she's also the worst beast class we have. Okay.
Oh, true.
True.
So I guess EX makes sense because EX could be unquantifiably low.
Exactly, it's unquantifiable. That's what we'll go with. So she is EX. Wait, Ibuki can be EX. She's unquantifiable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Draco. I don't think she's EX plus. I think she's EX though. That was probably my worst take last year. I was so ready for Lasengo to just start releasing extra classes upon the world and then just screw her over right after her release. But fast forward into a year, that didn't happen. Lasengo refused to rerun her even in GSSR, and now everybody's gonna vote for fucking Lilim Harlan, and I hate myself. So there you go.
Good thing I rolled MP6.
I mean, they're gonna rerun Lilim Harlan, like for sure.
But they won't put her on rate up. That'll be the funny part.
There is no way they don't put her on rate up. People would actually riot because that is the only reason you would ever vote for Lilim Harlan. Because other than Draco's banner, it's just a mission event, and it's not a good one either.
I can't wait for her to get a banner during a download campaign, and then they still give us the event because it won.
And then she's gonna get banner again. Instantly 3 banners. Draco's the new Morgan. Have fun, guys.
They did run Morgan a lot, didn't they?
Yeah. Draco could get a buff.
4 or 5 rate ups by now.
Draco could get a buff during this event though.
Yeah, give her an NP buff so her NP does more than one thing. Yeah.
Give her a battery. Give her a 50 MP battery.
Bro.
No, Morgan's actually only had 4 rate ups. They were just all
only 4 within the 2 years she's been out.
Yeah, Avalon LaFay conclusion campaign, Sea Monster Crisis, and then the Fairy Night Cup. And then that's it. It's been surprising. Over a year since we've had a Morgan rate up.
Yeah, but we got Tonalico, so it counts.
That's true. We did. We're not lacking in Morgan. We got the better Morgan.
Do you know who actually has too many banners though?
Me.
Bavanshi and Barguest. What the fuck? These two characters probably have more banners than any character in the history of Fake Grand Order. It's insane. It's insane. Like, they have so many banners. Like, why?
Okay, Barguest has only had 6 rate ups. in 2.5 years.
How
That
about
means on
Bavanshi?
average, it's like every 5 months she gets a rate up.
I feel like Bavanshi's worse because she had the shoe event, right?
Oh yeah, let's look at Bavanshi.
She's even worse because she had her own like feet fetish event.
Oh my gosh, she has 4 lines of summon. All right, hold on. Avalon the Fate release, conclusion, summoning campaign 2, 25 million, Fairy Night Cup, Mystic Eye Symphony, and then New Year's summoning campaign. Oh yeah, she was just in the campaign. She just had one. Yeah. No, so she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rate ups.
Wait, was she not in the Saber Medusa Tower event? I thought she got a banner there.
Oh, it cut out. I didn't hear you. You said was she not in, and then everything went quiet.
I thought she was in the
that was on you 'cause I heard him.
the Medusa Saber Tower event.
Yeah, I said Mystic Eye Symphony.
Oh, so it was this guy's symphony. Wait, did Barguest get a banner without Bavanshi ever?
Wait, missed?
Yes.
Missed a guy?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, that was funny.
Is Mystic.
Missed a guy? Question.
Mystic
So, Bargist was at the 29 million download campaign, which Bavanshi was not at. Bargist was with Melusine on that rate up, and that was Melusine's last rate up back in November.
Oh.
You
So
all
yeah,
rolled for your additional Melusines for the best, for the best non-traded AOE buster damage in the game, right, guys?
So yeah, this is why we named our podcast after the servant that has had the most banners in the game. I actually don't know who is the servant who has had the most banners.
What do you mean named after? What is the meaning of this name, by the way?
Chat, show him.
It's Bavanshi. It's the thing hanging on the wall.
Right, but like Smob.
Oh, you probably don't have 7TV active. I don't know. 7TV hasn't been working as of late.
It's supposed to be like a small Bavanshi.
It's you see
Close enough.
You see the picture on the top left?
Yeah.
It's Smushed Bob.
Yeah, smushed.
I'm
That's
sorry, you
what it
named
is.
your podcast after an emote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother actually suggested it because like it was like I have no fucking clue what to name it. And
I
was
mean,
like, oh yeah,
better. I mean,
something like Bob.
Fine name, I guess.
It's funny too because like he doesn't even play FGO, and he had a good name. He had a good idea for it because he watches my channel, and you guys should watch my channel too.
Somebody reminded me. I forgot Barguest had a banner during the dog event because she's a dog.
Woof woof.
Dog woman.
A dog woman.
Dog demigod.
Yeah.
I wonder when they're gonna start rerunning the summer fairy nights all the time. You know they're gonna.
No. Please no.
When are we getting Barguest and
Why?
Summer reruns?
Why do you need more? I thought you didn't need more.
Dude,
I did get 11 copies of both, but I don't
like actually have enough. I don't have enough Barguest.
I'm fine with that idea because that means other summer 8 servants are gonna get.
No, they wouldn't rerun Suzuka or Kuro because
they would. That's true.
Because they're not Lost Belt 6 and they love Lost Belt 6.
No, they do summer 4 stars
Castoria
all the time, though.
Is Lost Belt 6, so.
Yeah, the rate up is gonna be Summer Castoria without Melusine or something, because I don't know.
Watch them eventually do a split rate up where it's Castoria and Castoria.
Oh,
the worst rate up.
The worst rate up in the game. And like the card back is just replaced with a Castoria card back, so you don't know which one it is.
Yeah, so you never know what you're getting. That'd be funny. That'd be
it
such
is
a troll
possible.
thing.
It is actually
also throw
possible.
Tonalico
though.
in there. You're right, and Morgan.
Oh my god!
Just having all 4 of those on a split rate up from hell.
It is possible though because Bavanshi and Barguest Summer were split, and they like doing singles. So like, there's a possibility that it's just Castoria plus Barguest, and then maybe the other way around. The Castoria plus Bavanshi, and then Barguest plus Melusine. Yeah, and then Suzuka just happens during Suzuka's event. I don't know when it was. Foxtail.
When would Suzuka? Oh,
Foxtail.
Can we get a Foxtail collab? One,
Yeah,
that would be
Foxtail.
cause or drop. So I'd be happy. Otto would get another Suzuka rerun, and so he'd be happy. And Plushie would probably see a Tamamo, and so he'd be happy.
Would I see a Tamamo?
No, you'd
From
see an
Foxtail?
image of her.
They would mention Tamamo at least.
That's what they always do. They don't even put her in the event. They just mention her. It's been two times that
you will.
Dude, it's been.
You will settle for another Tomacat cameo.
Yeah,
right?
Dude, it's so funny. Every time it's Tomacat, she's just like, "Oh, Tamamo can't come. I'm her body double." It happened in CCC, and now she's a body double for Arya. Like she's just Tamamo. She is all 9 tails. I don't understand. Anyways, they should buff Tamamo caster at least when Foxtail happens. Like, for fuck's sake, game. Like, god damn it.
They should. She needs some. She's been replaced by Yui. Is the sad thing? Is that I honestly think. No, yeah.
In CQs, yes, because she was the biggest MP damage giver, and obviously, she isn't.
That's an interesting take.
Like in TAs, she like a lot of things she does are just overtaken by other people. The only thing she kept was cooldown reduction, but you don't really need it that much right now, because like you can buy so many turns between Castoria buffs. Like you don't need cooldown reduction at all. You don't need high uptime with skills for Castoria because her MP is just better. So I think they need to give her more incentive to be used, maybe. Like give her something on top of what she already does now, or just go full nuts and make her MP reduce cooldown by 3.
Cooldown by 3.
Yeah, I don't care.
No.
Actually, no, they'll just make arts better. I don't like that.
Please don't make arts have cooldown spam now. Holy cow! Could you
you know
what would that do?
You know what art supports need? They need another servant on par with Castoria. Yeah.
You know what? I think unrelated, but somewhat related. I think if there was a quick support that had split charge, I think that things would be a lot different.
Sorry, Plushie, the 3-turn cooldown spam for the new quick support, who is Tamamo Arya? I'll take it.
I can't wait for Quick to be able to do Buster's thing, but better.
Yeah, every Quick would be Buster, but be able to run BG. Nice one.
Oh my god, cooldown reduction?
Yeah. It's like, remember Artoria was so special? Oh my god, you get 20 MP back whenever you use your MP. And then Quick is just like...
Yeah, we get cooldown reduction spam, and we get refund. So
yeah,
like fucking Say over there. She's gonna be Black Grail looping probably, right?
Can't wait for Tamamo Arya for White Day, dude. Shut up.
White Day is for men. It's gonna be Camazotz clearly. It won't be Camazotz.
It's Charon, not Chiron. Charon.
Sharon.
Yeah. Charon.
Sharon? Who's Sharon?
Charon. The
Karen? I don't like these Karens.
The underworld ferryman. Charon. Who is just Columbo.
Nice.
Do people care about spoilers for the Valentine's event? I don't think people care, right?
The Valentine's event? Probably not.
Yeah, guys, spoiler, Columbus was Charon. He's not even Columbus. He's Charon. He's the underworld ferryman.
Wait, Columbus is a character that... wait, he isn't what he seems? What?
Yes. Yeah, but like, he's actually just not Columbus.
He's a pretender.
Pretender Charon? Are you fucking serious? What do you mean? Does he turn into an egg? No, he doesn't turn into an egg. Like, he's too decent of a person to be Columbus, and then he turned out to not be Columbus, because he's a good person. That's so bad. That is actually so sad.
Columbus.
Columbus.
I mean, Dumbledore here. Admittedly was a bad person. I think Columbus was the best part of Agartha. I thought it was funny.
Dude, I loved it.
Cumulus.
I loved it when he took a rock and then fucking hit Helena in the head.
Yeah,
I don't know hate Helena as well.
And then dumped her in a river, and she still didn't die.
Yeah. he literally tried to dispose of the body.
Oh, that was our first hint of Rasputin.
Like,
that's fucked up. Oh man, yeah, he shot her.
He's stupid. That bad at like. Come on.
He's
man.
not as bad a shot as Tez though. Like.
Tez over there. Oh, oops! I shot you in the heart. I meant to shoot you in the head. Oops! I shot you in the head. I meant to shoot you in the heart.
Damn it!
And then he got resurrected by Rasputin, and it was the worst part of this the singularity.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah,
Tez... that's already kind of spoilery.
I mean that the joke is everywhere because like I think there was a wasn't there like a shooting range, like that on stream, like on the one of the JP streams they were like playing mini games and whatnot. There one of them is like Tez's shooting range or something because he can't shoot. But yeah. But anyways, what's your last topic, Rio? Debate.
We kind of, there were some things I had, but they kind of got blended into other things, so I'm out.
Like what?
Anyway, because like one of the topics I wanted to go over is Musashi and Ibuki in Challenge Quest specifically. That got folded in.
Yeah, so we just like swung all the way over there. And
yeah,
then...
you're like, we're talking about like the tier list thing, and then you're like, just swing, like chucking a bat across the room and hitting my topic on the head, and you're like,
it's all related. It's comparing two berserkers. How could you?
It all comes back to Ibuki.
Yeah. So really, the theme of the episode is berserkers, right?
Yeah, true. It's Morgan versus Arjuna Alter. It was Ibuki whether she deserves a new tier, and if Berserker is a broken class.
And alter egos would be better than Berserkers, right? No.
Yeah.
I mean, that was part of the discussion.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I don't know. It all comes down to Berserker.
Actually, which alter ego would be not better as a Berserker? King Protea. I answer my own question. I'm stupid.
King Protea, 100%. Yeah.
Passion
Lip.
You know
who? What?
Passion Lip.
Also a tank. But Passion Lip isn't good to begin with.
I mean, Passion
there
Lip
would be one aspect to it that would be good because she would get more defensive gain, which means she would be able to use her NP more. But the heal would be a lot less valuable.
Passion Lip would be better as a ruler.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Honestly, yeah.
So how much defense up does Passion Lip have? Like, can she realistically tank a hit while the taunt is up?
It's 30% defense up.
Like if
she has two 30% buffs for one turn. And she has one on her second skill and one on her third skill.
So here's the thing, right?
And then also
doesn't her
damage cut 1k 3 times? Yeah.
Here's it. Doesn't her MP scale with how low her HP is?
No.
Oh,
that is her.
Her skill.
Third skill.
Her attack.
Oh, never mind. Does it last multiple
her second?
turns?
Her second skill.
So her second skill has like I think it's an enmity gimmick. I think that's what they call it in other things. The lower her HP is, the higher the attack buff is. But it only comes into effect when she's below half HP, which is so fucking dumb because, like, oh boy, let's give this servant a pretty good mod, like an attack buff for their NP, which heals them above the range where it'll be applicable. It's like after she NPs, she heals above 50% HP.
I mean, but the MP trigger, the MP gets the benefit, right?
Yeah, but she's also pretty card focused servant.
So yeah,
so her cards lose on it.
I was thinking, would she really be that bad of a servant as a berserker? She has triple buster. She has a skill that scales with low HP. She has a 1-turn taunt and a bunch of defense. So like, what if she just taunts herself and then people like bonk her on the head and she gets a concusion, but she triggers that attack up and she starts punching people to death with the.
So here's the thing. She's alter ego is already. It's a better class for her for that. Like I would rather her not die instantly when she's trying to do her main gimmick, then okay, now I can use her against 3 more classes that I probably wouldn't use her against anyways. Whoop-de-doo.
Mel would be way better as a berserker though. Like she has the evade and the MP damage down. Bazette as a berserker is when I stopped playing the game.
That's actually interesting though. But what if
she
dies
would die
in one
so
hit?
easy though?
What if she dies in one hit? That's actually interesting. Cause if you die too fast, you actually reduce her damage because she can only reflect once instead of twice.
She would be better as a ruler.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
If you need to take hits, be a ruler.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. Or a beast.
I'll be right back.
Or beast. Yeah.
Oh, dude, if she has Draco's, if she had Draco's advantage, she'd be so broken because it's already proven she can kill knights anyways as an alter ego. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Someone in chat said something about Black Grail being a mistake, and I think we talked about that last night. I don't feel like there's much to discuss with that because I think it was on day one.
Saying Black Grail is a mistake is valid because it invalidates almost every other CE, but it's still the best CE. Like it just because it was a mistake doesn't mean it's not the best currently.
I mean, Bazette as a berserker though, for TAs would objectively ruin TAs because Bazette has a 1-turn evade. So for 1 turn, the berserker disadvantage doesn't matter, and that's what you do for TAs when you want to cut the turn limit by 1. So
you just include her in there with the other DPS.
Yes, so she would actually be so stupid. I mean, maybe you would need to keep her alive though, because I feel like most of the time she is on the field absorbing buffs, and she finally triggers her counter MP on the final turn, but she was on field for the majority of the time. So it's an interesting thing to think about. I still think Bazette as a berserker, at least in the TA sense, would be yikes. I don't want to deal with that. But it's interesting. What else? What else can we talk about?
This one said something about monster girls and MILFs. I don't think either of those are in Rio's purview here. So
monster girl and what?
In MILFs.
Ooh, yeah, not a fan of
overlaps
MILFs.
too.
That's a little.
Yeah, we know. Like, you don't have to tell us. Fuck.
Who's a monster girl?
Okay, hold on. No. I think you're misinterpreting the reasoning. Why? No. I get when you said
yeah,
that. I'm
right,
like. Okay.
Every time Rio comes on stream, he just get destroyed because.
No. It has nothing to do with. Okay, now it has nothing to do with Loli. Okay.
No. Actually, Rio. We there is a topic we haven't gone through that you did write down. Draco's Ascension 1 is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. What's wrong with it? I like Ascension 3 and I like Ascension 1.
Let me try to find a frame of it. Hold on.
Is that the one with the dress, or is it the one with the?
It's the one with the
Ascension 1 is the dress.
Oh, I don't really have any issues with the dress.
I actually like Ascension 2 because she got the claw. She has the claw. She has the dragon claw. Okay.
I don't like the claw.
I just diverted everything onto it.
What?
I just diverted all of the attention.
Oh, I'm fine with the tail, but the claw is where I draw the line.
Oh, okay. All right, man.
Where's the dude? Where's that frame where she shows how naked she is? Hold on.
Why do you want me to see this? Like, this is 2 times now.
No, it's not fine. I'm gonna prove it's not fine. Hold on.
Oh.
Her first Ascension. It's in the game, and the game is rated for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
ta-da! Is this one move that bothers me? Anyways, she's basically naked.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
She's like kicking and leaving the dress behind.
Yes. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I got no jokes for this.
Oh. Oh yeah. Someone in chat has asked a couple times. I forgot they asked, but I have seen them ask a few times about Mist wanting to put Van Gogh in EX plus. And honestly, like I mean, I think she is
Ooh.
EX plus. Like
Yeah.
I think that's fair for her. She is so incredibly versatile. She does so many things, and she does them all really well. And like, I don't see a reason to argue for below.
Here. Oh, sorry, you go. You have a.
I think she's the best foreigner.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Suck
yeah.
it, Cuckoo
And I don't think there's a
fans.
contest there because she's not only the best like card DPS, she enables every other foreigner except Kukulkan to be a DPS.
And then
Yeah.
she also enables
Does that make her-
non-foreigners to
Yeah,
crit.
okay, some non-foreigners. Also, yeah, she's then useful in general support. So does that make her better? Like I mean, she is the best, but like
You are smoking some nonsense. You get
Okay.
stonewalled by.
What's the
Have you
highest
seen how much
tier?
crit?
Like the only thing I would say then is I wouldn't make a new tier. I would just have her be the only one at the top and everyone else an A plus or whatever it is, or an A.
So
That-
would
that
you
is
put
actually true.
Cuckoo in A plus though? Like
Yes.
this is kind of the
Cuckoo
problem we ran into
needs
earlier.
Vitch.
Uh,
Cuckoo is very support dependent.
yeah,
here-
we
here
is
assumed
the
double
support.
touch, so
No, here's the funny thing, right? There was a KukulCon 4-man run of this CQ. Guess what? Guess what support she used? Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, no one else does. Van Gogh, even for non-foreigners, still gives you what is it like 30%?
100.
Well, no, 60%
Oh, yeah, yeah.
attack up,
100%
then
crit up,
20% defense down, and then 100% crit up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's still a lot.
Did she alter the state of a game anywhere near the same degree as actual meta supports? If that is your argument, I don't think so. I think you can take her down.
Okay.
But I actually like Rio's argument more, where you put her in.
Okay, so the thing, this is why we were adding tiers earlier, like why we added S tier. I think there's just so many servants that are really good that, like, if we try to shift everything down to accommodate it for the top one, then we have a bunch of things that don't belong in lower tiers being in lower tiers.
Well, here's the thing for foreigners especially.
But if you
Van
move
Gogh
everything,
is objectively the best. Then Kukulkan is objectively the most general use. And
Okay,
after that,
is Cuckoo...
most of them are very similar in a power. Well, okay, most
Okay.
of the good ones are. Well,
So-
hold on, never mind.
Would you rank Go?
Many are bad.
So you would rank Go higher than Cuckoo, right?
I do think she is. I think from an account perspective, it is much more valuable to have Van Gogh than to have Kukulkan.
Okay, but do you think Cuckoo is EX tier, or do you think she's below EX tier, like
I think
A plus?
She needs Vitch to if she can't double cast her skills.
Yeah,
You're
but
dealing with a neutral
we have
damage
Vitch.
dealer
We have double
who.
Vitch.
Right, but I don't.
is she EX tier?
I think it makes sense to put her in EX tier, but we still have to make the distinction. Go is better than her. They're not on par
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah, they're just not half a tier apart. I guess that is.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right?
Here's
The
my
only-
thing. If we can agree
Here's
that
my thing.
Ibuki Berserker isn't, that far different from Summer Musashi, I can agree Van Gogh and Cuckoo are similar enough.
They do completely different things.
As long
but
as
I
they're
guess
all.
The only reason she's still in EX is because I couldn't get the RNG of this run. The moment I do this frontline only with Koyan Dark and Kukulkan can't, oh, she's dead. Just you fucking.
The thing about foreigners is
10
like
hours.
Abigail Williams, Hokusai, MIXA, Mole are all kind of mid. Voyager's a little better.
Voyager post buff is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, Abigail is a debuffer, but she's more nuanced, and so it's harder to recommend her.
Do you know who's good though? That nobody cares.
Noctaria.
Wanjin. Yeah, Wanjin.
Wanjin. That's why I didn't like. But like MHXX is also really good. Yangui Fei is good if you can apply burn. Like I don't know, foreigners are. But the thing is, every foreigner, when you think of the team comp, has Van Gogh. You don't make for a boss. Like for farming, okay, probably not. But for a boss fight, there's no team where you don't have Van Gogh.
Yeah. Like
it just doesn't exist, no matter who it is. 200% crit it's too much to pass up.
And then you end up cutting the other foreigner.
And then you end up and then it's just Van Gogh solo, and then you're like, oh wow, this is easy.
Yeah, double Van Gogh is very common. I feel like unless you're min turning with a specific DPS, double Van Gogh is probably a better team.
I should do that for the challenge quest. Just do double Van Gogh and see how far I get.
I think somebody did that, and it was like even like a 7 turn or some shit. It's kind of stupid. But yeah. I don't know. This is this is a hard. Foreigner is gonna be a difficult class to rank, and they're not even
extra.
Extra 1 and extra 2.
Which one is that?
Foreigners with the alter egos and pretenders, and I kind of like told people that was the class group that I know more about, but in hindsight, it's not. It's just that I unlock its class score.
Bro, we got like a month and a half. You can study.
Can study. Yeah. So depending on how many min turns
you got, you don't got.
Depending on how many min turns I do with Koyan Dark, every time I do one frontline only comp with Koyan Dark, Kukulkan drops by half a tier. And then somebody in chat is gonna say, so she's still EX. But anyways.
So
I don't. No, sorry.
So I don't know if you're gonna agree with this, but I want to fight for Korean Dark being EX.
I'm not against that.
Okay, that's character development, and you're taking more pride in her. Yeah.
Yeah. But if before tonight's clock strikes 12, I don't get the run, she's back to B.
B.
She's back to B. There you go. B. That's all you get, B. But anyway, I'm joking. Just put Korean Dark in EX already, give her multi-core utility to unleash. Like, I feel like I've said enough. I've said all I wanted to say about Korean Dark in my latest review on Korean Dark.
Do people use Koyan Dark with Tonalico? I don't.
I do.
Do that.
I do. That's why my Tonalico's Bond 10. That's all I did. But
yeah, there is some pretty nice synergy between the two. Like it probably depends on like what type of Tonalico you're working with, but like I
fear my view of Tonalico is slightly skewed, as I often use her as the primary DPS and not the sub DPS.
Well, I'm the other way around, so we can never have a true. I guess Auto has normal both. Do you?
Have normal what?
Normal on both Tonalico and Koyan Dark.
Yeah, you don't have either than 120. We're opposing
I don't
sides
even
here.
have Tonalico. I have
Never mind.
NP2. I have NP2 Koyan on my main account. I have NP1 on my alt. I think I grew like 100 though.
So like we can never have a true like good take, because my Koyan Dark is 120, but Tonalico's normal, and his Tonalico is 120, and his Koyan Dark is normal. I need this. I want to main Tonalico. Koyan Dark is good for her at MP. The thing is, it's difficult. It's difficult. The problem with Koyan Dark is she needs to clear a wave, and her MP damage is, in my opinion, her weakest part. I think I think Koyan Dark's MP damage is the worst part about her, which is why people really don't like her. But there's a lot of good stuff about her. You can check out my review. I'm not trying to shill it because I don't get money anyways, but like I did spend quite a bit of time thinking through it.
It's fine if you shill yourself. Like damn, dude, you're not making anything else off of this.
Yeah,
I'm becoming more keenly aware of that, of how that feels as I am showing up on that tier list.
See? Anyways, both are bad. They're not bad. Okay, D for Dark. All right, so here's the thing with Koyan Dark, right? She is good in a way that nobody likes. Does that make sense?
I guess like because I think her problem, the reason why people don't is probably just because of simply the existence of normal Vitch as the Buster support, and so people think that Koyan Dark should be a Buster support, but that's not exact. Like it should be like a meta support, but she's not, and so people get disappointed, and then they don't pay attention to the good things she can do.
Yeah, she's like really weird. She has like a lot of anti-gimmick. She exists outside the domain, so she has really strong crits. Her MP actually boosts her card damage by quite a lot. Her MP is an attack up and a buster down. So after like her card damage pre and post MP is actually quite different. That is what I had to find out the hard way when I'm doing this CQ, because like the last turn I had to do BBMP, and the buster cards are like significantly weaker because I used them before I actually used my MP. I need that setup. I want to make Tonalico. I did include that setup in my video, so you can check it out. But yeah. She isn't a damage beatstick or meta buffer, so she's bad. She can be a damage beatstick. She can be one of the most damaged beatstick to ever beatstick, but you need Van Gogh. And See,
the thing is, she doesn't synergize as well with Korean Light. That's it. That's who everyone wants to use Buster Servants with, and she doesn't work as well with her. Meanwhile, she has really good synergy with everyone else, basically.
Yeah, she actually works the worst with Koyan Light, unless you're using Koyan Light as a DPS, where they support each other. Like,
she just
double Dark One Light is like, it is a team, you know, like it depends. Like it's really good if you like Koyan, but like it is a kind of a team. So, sorry.
So, yeah, I think this is the right way to put it. So, people love the double support, 1 DPS type thing. Like they always want to run with that. It's the most simple thing to go to. It's not. It's a lot of the time it's not the most effective thing, but it's very straightforward. And Korean Dark gets a bad rap because she synergizes with everything except that. Like she works with slower team setups that have better NPs that are actually worthwhile using. She synergizes better with like multi-core setups where you're going to have multiple servants doing damage. She gets big buffs from Go, from Domon. She just has so much to offer to the team. And
anyone that works with Go and Doman is like, that's why Summer BB can also be like, I mean, it can also be used to brawl things out. Like, come on.
Yeah. And a thing with Koyan Dark as well is she actually has better synergy, in my opinion, than most of the foreigners with Van Gogh, because she can spread charge Van Gogh, she can overcharge Van Gogh for the attack up. So like when you're not fighting against Earth. So like she helps Van Gogh use her MP more often. She can get away with a lot of stuff. She can get away with a lot of like multiple MPs with Van Gogh kind of deal. So like she's actually she has a lot of synergy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, it's just that she isn't good with double Koyan Light. And the funniest thing is, the only reason she's not good with double Koyan Light is because her second skill cooldown is 7. Yeah. That's it. That's literally it. She has a bad rep because her second skill's cooldown isn't 6. That's it. That's literally it. That's the only thing that makes her... Because like, if you add in her second skill steroid, 30% attack up, 30% buster up. It's not amazing for steroids for buster, but it's not horrible. Like, it's not horrible to double stack, but she can't double stack that skill too. So her damage looks abysmal on the looping sheet on the final wave. So like, she literally is killed by 1 cooldown on one of her skills. Like her reputation at least, which is really funny. But
yeah,
can you hit her again? Fuck. Okay, sorry.
What?
No, I'm
Are you still doing that challenge? Oh,
yes, for the entire time, I was still trying.
The grind set. You've been doing that for 3 hours then.
I've been doing that for the entire day. I really hate myself, and like after I posted the fail run on YouTube, I kept doing it because because I wanted to prove something. I want to prove she was EX. I want to prove that she was better than Khan at min turning. But
Damn.
I'm out for blood.
Drives a man.
But it just keeps failing. I don't know why the damage on Chiron's a roll. The Buster crit on Chiron's a roll. It's not guaranteed. That's actually like the worst part about all of this.
Oh, the Chiron part is the worst.
Yeah. You know, I fed my level 100 Ocean Flyer. I have 4 MLB, don't worry. But I fed my level 100 Ocean Flyer to the Shenzong Ignore Defense CE just to try to do this run more consistently.
Ew.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not really that big of a problem, but
Yep. There you go. And then, like, when I end up not even doing the run, it feels really shitty. It feels like extremely shit.
CE fodder for later.
Wait,
Oh, hit Coin Dark again, please. Hit Coin Dark again. No! Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be a pretty interesting list.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. So, how do you guys feel about Oberon? Like, is he gonna be EX plus?
He's the best pretender.
And
he enables things, but
I still think he should be. Like, I am a huge, like, advocate for, like, Koyan Light over Oberon, for example. And a lot of people disagree with me, which, I mean, I've heard their arguments, and I understand their arguments. But, like, I'm a huge advocate for, like, Oberon's not a fix-all button. But I still think, just because of how relevant he is overall, he should probably still be EX. Like,
yeah. I just don't quite feel it because, like, she hold on a second, sorry.
Yeah, cause like the thing with Oberon is just, yeah, he only does one thing. Yeah, he only, like, he isn't that good in Challenge Quest unless you really need much damage on the final wave. Yada yada yada. Like, realistically, how often do you bring him? Probably very often.
He's like all the time. Like, he's the most common finisher in farming and in challenge quests.
Like, the fact that when you're building a team and you're like, okay, what's the third thing I slot in? Is Oberon. So Oberon is being EX plus is more so like results. Like, what result speaks, like it's just he keeps on bringing results, so you can't really say shit about it.
Yeah,
that's basically how I feel about him. Like, he just works. He works in, like, most things. Sometimes you just need. How about OG Scotty?
I'm fine with EX on OG Scotty, if not more.
Yeah. Like, as far as casters, it's Scotty, Castoria.
Do you know what the problem of people, like why do people think OG Scotty sucks? Because they never use her MP.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Scotty doesn't have an MP. She does. It's so amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it does. It's crit up and a 5-turn attack up. Like,
yeah,
one time evade to tank MP, damage cut.
Of the podcast without Scotty's MP mentioned. I feel like that could go on a bingo card, honestly.
Everything.
Dude, you should make a bingo card. Actually, find someone to make a bingo card of, like, things you guys mention every time.
Yeah. Sounds like.
It could be a funny, like, special episode. I don't know. Muramasa slander. Oh, thank you for reminding me. So Muramasa, honestly, I'm kind of done with Muramasa slander though. Like after Takaru, there's just not much to say about him. Like, people have utterly deconstructed. People have utterly deconstructed his kid and fucking shit on him like 360 different ways. So I don't actually think we need to bring up Muramasa ever again.
I feel like we've deconstructed the guy enough, and honestly, like That's a debate.
He's not
topic,
horrible. Like I don't think he's a horrible servant. Like he's
no,
not
I
even
think
that.
he is horrible. So let's debate about it.
I mean, I genuinely don't think he's horrible, but like yeah, and like people aren't overrating him anymore. Like there are some people, but most people are like have slowly shifted to shitting on him because like Muramasa is also, you know, what he's weak at is what people really care about, which is like refund and shit. Like his refund isn't great. So like people like, and he has one-turn buffs. Like these are things that people really hate about art servants. So these are things that people really like to nitpick about art servants rather. So like he is actually weak on them, weak about them, weak. He is weak in these regards. So people are pretty ready to jump him. You know, the moment a better AOE art saber came out, and like he did. So this is what happens. Is extra with Scotty when caster MP is both 3,000 times easier to get and game breakingly good? Well, Scotty's MP is more offensive.
Yeah,
Bro, he
Scotty's
has a
MP
rainbow. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because somebody said he has a rainbow buff. If his rainbow was like Durga's, it'd be better for Yui, like way better. It's not gonna be more damage. Like it's like a low rainbow, but like just for Yui specifically, low rainbow for 3 turns is better.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, because you can't even use his MP twice.
I found
Yeah,
as of late, she synergizes really well with Bakken. Like,
oh yeah,
I
Bakken
feel
is
like
one of the art AoEs with 3-turn rainbows, right?
she's
And that's why
definitely-
Bakken's better than Ryder Da Vinci.
Bro, like, what? Wow, that I had that one
Look,
ready in the chamber, huh?
I have been the opinion that Ryder Da Vinci's potato damage, you know, I know she has good gain, but there's nothing else to her aside from gain. Like,
I mean,
and
it's the team
Bakken
charge.
was always better than her, but now we can finally admit, everyone can agree with me that Bakken is superior.
Bakken has anti-trait as well, so like Bakken
Like,
is just like
damage-
Durga. Like
so
in a way.
damage wise, yeah, I do agree, but the thing is, like, Ryder Da Vinci has like such a good NP effect. Like, giving the team charge, it's exactly what arts teams like. So like, it's hard to sell. It's hard to sell someone else over that, because like, I mean, damage, like, you can kind of make up for damage in other ways, but like, if you can live longer because you're spamming NPs better.
Here's the thing,
Bakken
though.
also
I actually have a
yeah, Bakken has 10% charge on her first skill. You know who else has a skill with 10% charge? Ryder Da Vinci.
but I actually have a completely opposite take. I think arts sustain is so good already that you don't need to put more points into sustain. So that's why I prefer damage. Because it is in my opinion that you can never have enough damage. Because like, why would you turn down why would you, especially with like the HP nowadays with like, I don't know, damage res and whatever, why would you turn down more damage? Like, so I'm like a completely opposite. It's literally from the same starting point, but it's the completely opposite conclusion, which is like, I think arts is so good now at this point that you don't actually need to put that many points into sustain, and so you can afford to be more reckless and put more points into offense. Like that's why look at all the like the great AoE arts DPSs. I like, maybe not farmer, like it's still farmer as well, but like CQ, like you know, Ibuki's good at CQ, she's pure offense. Summer Musashi's good at CQ, she's pure offense. How many other arts AoEs? I should know. I grabbed a bunch of arts AoEs.
It's not so much just like defense that I'm talking about.
And sustain. I understand.
Well,
like,
it's the fact that she could charge everyone's NP, which means like you have more team flexibility as a result of that. And there's just like, you can run more different types of comps because she's going to be charging other team members. It's just like, you need one Castoria and then bam, like put whatever other support in there that you want. It's basically just You,
I understand what you mean. It's like
yeah,
if your DPS can heal, you don't have to bring a healer. I know they're not like it's not what it means, but like you know, it's kind of like the same logic, you know?
yeah.
Like
She just fit. She's just such a perfect fit for the arts archetype as far as like an arts DPS goes, because she helps the team get the
yeah,
NP. She has a little bit of self sufficiency. She loops incredibly easily, and as she's looping, she helps the team get NP. And then she also has overcharge for Castoria. It's just like this. Even though the damage is really low, I still think she's really strong.
yeah. I
Whereas
mean,
Bakken is just damage. Like Bakken has quite a few problems of her own. Uh, like, sure, she has the 2 anti traits, which I do think that is pretty nice, and like she's kind of able to crit. But like her first skill is just like undertuned. It's just like 30% charge for herself and then 10 for the team, which is like okay. It's just pretty lackluster, I would say, because it's also like a star bomb, but again, that's it. And her second skill is it's the targetable like 8 effect skill, and it sounds great on paper, but I feel like the buff values are needlessly low. Like I'd rather them be higher and not targetable, so I don't want to use her as a support. Thanks a
yeah.
lot, Fred, making me use her to support Hosui Ninshin once. That was fucking nightmarish. And then her third skill is like really undertuned too, because it's like, okay, every time you use an arts card, the team gets 5% more attack for 3 turns. Why not
I guess
10?
the real question comes, at least for me, is like how much more damage does Bakken do than Da Vinci? Because like I'm not clear on that. So
I think it's
That's a
what
comparable.
question.
I think it's comparable to Odysseus, because Odysseus is more damage heavy than Da Vinci as well. But the thing is, she just uh um Bakken doesn't really have any special utility beyond like a debuff immune and 1 hit evade. But you've got a 1 hit evade on Da Vinci. You've got a 1 turn every 5 turn end vuln on Odysseus. You got she just has like so few things to distinguish herself beyond like, okay, she's got some bonus damage against evil enemies. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that's bad or anything. It's just that, and then like I also hate how pathetic her card gain is. It's needlessly low. Like she's
agree.
missing a hit on her arts cards for no reason.
Like the my argument is not I guess it's not a great place to bring it up because like it's not really like specifically about Bakken. It's more so like I think I understand what you mean by like arts archetype and how arts play in general, but I think arts is so strong that they can afford to not play like that. And ending a fight early is arguably as safe as making your team safer. Because you don't have to deal with the boss gimmick as much. You can blow past like yeah, like people hate TAs, but you know TAs is like if you can, why would you not? You know, like if you can't clear something fast, why would you not clear something fast? Because like the more you like meddle
you stay
in
in a
this
fight, you can
mess,
up.
yeah, the longer you stay in the fight, the more chance to fuck up exists. You know, like so. I
Uh,
don't know.
Dragonstorm, were you, were you talking to Yolk because he heard about that team from me. It's very ironic that you asked that, or
Yeah,
you
yesterday
mentioned
I
that,
was
because this
or
is the team I'm using.
the other day I was streaming and someone said like, "Oh, you can use Bakken," and I used my MP2 Bakken, and it did not work. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't know what this team is, but my Bakken can't do it.
So the secret is using Yui instead of like Oberon or something, and you can get 1 or 2 NPs out of Yui. It depends. Like if you have a damage not a damage CE, like the 50% CE instead of a instead of just a measly little 30%, then you.
Oh
can
yeah, I
actually
wasn't using
get
the point bonus one, so that my comps were very different because I was trying to do from no charge. So things were
makes sense.
different. Because I cleared the point ladder like day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
was
why you did
gross.
that.
Because I was messing around doing a bunch of stuff.
That makes sense.
You know,
That's
how it is.
gross.
Sometimes you just farm and you don't think about
Sometimes you just farm, bro. Yeah, sometimes I just farm on the last 2 days of the event. That's kind of how I've been as of late. It's just like I keep thinking like I could just do a lot of the event stuff on stream, and then I go on stream and I'm like, bro, this shit's boring. Like, I don't want to do this on stream actually. So I wait to do it
Yeah,
off
it's
stream,
boring.
and then I don't do it anyways.
Yeah. I am on the brink of giving up, so Koyan Dark might still be in B tier.
Damn.
it. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Poor Koyan Dark.
See, you should have gave me better hands.
I'll give you hands.
Sorry,
alright.
man.
I do like Bakken though. I think Bakken is aesthetically more interesting as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I have a Grail for a reason. I like the I like that aesthetic. It's why I like Kijo Koyo Ascension 2. I like Rikyu. There's a few servants that fit that archetype that I just really like.
The traditional Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice looking.
Oh, I get to save the skill this time.
Also, it's
Oh,
got
did I
a
not?
dog.
Bro, that,
Oh wow, that didn't.
yeah.
Oh, you
it's-
have to card.
I actually don't have to. I just forgot to use Castorius MP and the Mystic Code buff. Because I
Oh.
think if I use both of those, I'm fine. Or maybe there's like a little bit of card. I could just like make up something with Summer Suzuka. Because I think, like, she has anti-lawful. It's not a super effective, but
You know the funny
Make it
thing is I am eating the consequences of my actions.
Why?
Like every time I post a Koyan Dark run now, there's gonna be at least 3 people who commented Cuckoo could have done this easier. Even when it's
Bro.
not the truth. And
Ugh.
it's just very
Cuckoo
fucking annoying.
fans are the worst. See, I maybe I'm just contrarian because I'm like, ew, Arjuna Alter, gross, or like, ew, Cuckoo fans, gross. Maybe I just hate what's popular.
I'm just a fucking boomer over here.
No, you
Call me a-
120 Melusine. What do you mean?
Melusine.
There you go.
I liked Melusine before she was cool. I
Was
liked
she
Melusine
not
bef-
cool when she came out?
Okay,
Yeah,
when
'cause
she
she was
first
Buster.
came out, Koyan
She's-
wasn't out yet, and so Buster
True,
wasn't out.
yeah.
I do have, there is in fact a recording of me if you check my VODs on YouTube of me being like, Melusine's cool and all, but she's just kind of okay.
Damn.
I'm like, the
Who
gimmick change
knew?
is neat, but like, but it's
The funny
like,
thing is, her farming comp is still scuffed after Koyan. It had to been Oberon and Koyan to make her.
yeah, it was
complete.
Oberon and Koyan.
It's so stupid. The entire game was making her complete. I got no
I know.
cards.
They released
hate this
Melusine,
game.
and then they're like, now we'll release 2 supports to allow you to use Melusine with Black Grail for everything. Aha. And that's the funny thing is like not any other busters really can use Black Grail. So like, if you're just going for like damage and farming, even with traits, sometimes Melusine's just gonna do more because she can use Black Grail and the others can't.
Oh yeah, I've heard Suzuka loops this. Because Andromeda loops this, and people are like, okay, so Andromeda sucks though, so Suzuka definitely loops this, and then
She
I
has-
think she does loop this.
Well, I would assume that the damage bonus helps her a bit, but I'm not sure about Suzuka. I haven't tried using her here. Wu is man attribute, not Earth, so I don't know.
I think a C needs to be MLB. Yeah, you need
yeah.
like to use the 30 charge only on one, and then the next turn it's
double battery again, and then the third, and
Oh, I
you
think-
refund 50 because it's against. Actually,
I think I still have enough charge here.
oh, your plug Oberon. Yeah. This should work. Yeah. You definitely refund 50 here. It's 3 casters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Do I refund 50 though?
Yes, 3 casters.
Are you sure about that?
I feel like she refunds better than Andromeda, right? Andromeda is like over 50.
Mm.
Actually, I don't know. Andromeda with 2 Scotties is 46, actually.
She refunded 42%.
Ah!
Yeah. That's why I wasn't too sure about that. Hey, but she got a Buster card, and that's what really matters, because she is going to fuck this person's shit up. Kind of. Nope.
Can I get the card? Can I get the...
Yeah, so that didn't work. Yeah, I probably should have command spelled just to see if I had the damage at least.
Me
yeah,
trying
okay.
my best to redeem my past faults and prove Koyan Dark is actually good. It's the hardest thing to ever do.
Well, you see, that's what happens when you lean too far into a joke. I know hamming it up is kind of par for the course when it comes to being a content creator, but you gotta.
Here's
you
the
gotta
thing,
set
I thought she was
boundaries for
bad, though.
yourself.
I thought she was bad because she couldn't do everything I wanted her to do.
But like that, like
Gotta
looking for a servant to
rein
just
in
do
your standards.
everything, I think is you gotta like temper your expectations.
This is what NFF services promised me. How many hours until 12? What do you mean 12? 12 o'clock? Or until it hits 12 hours total? It might have already hit 12 hours. I don't know.
12 hours, damn.
I don't think it was like 6-7 hours yesterday, and it was like more today, like equal amount. I feel like I don't know if it's 12 hours to be honest, but like maybe added up, it is already 12 hours.
Natsu. Yeah. But you're kind of running out of things to talk about here. We went through our debate topics fairly quickly, I'd say. But I don't know. I feel like we can just end the podcast here and just like chat after stream. Like, if you
Yeah.
guys want to stick here. 'Cause-
Okay.
So yeah, thank you
Oh,
all
the
so
VOD
much.
is too long. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 3.5 hours, so it's still a pretty decent length episode. So thank you everyone so much for being here and watching this either live or on YouTube. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to both my videos, me and also my co-hosts. Although you probably know who Plushy is. You might not know who Rio is.
Do
though.
we? Look, if they do know me from here, they have a skewed perspective of me.
What? Where? Who doesn't have a skewed perspective of you?
I think it's
Tina.
unfair.
You have no one to blame but yourself for that, sir.
Damn.
I've done nothing wrong.
Harsh.
Yeah, tell it to the judge. Anyways, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.